Some Randev is first to the stream.
Day, everyone. Welcome back. New art today. Well, we're gonna have to take a look at the art. Good day, everyone. Welcome. Glad you are here. How is everybody's week going so far? Hopefully it's going well. Yeah. Hopefully. Also, some Randev, congratulations on being first again. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Let me know. Let's see. Okay, the audio still seems a little bit. Maybe that's good. Okay. Trying to make sure that everything's good to go. For some reason, audio seems quieter to me than normal. I don't know. Let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet. We'll kind of go from there. But yeah, some Randev, welcome. Glad you're here. And Salic, definitely no clickbait. If you tapped on the notification, then congratulations, you win the prize of getting to be here and watch. So there we go. Jesse over on YouTube, welcome, says, I hope the paste is tasty today. It is going to be absolutely delectable. I promise you that. It's going to be a delectable paste today. Also, welcome, glad you're here. Oh my goodness, what the?
Thank you, Footlongisicle, for maintaining the Moonwood Alliance for 4 months.
Footlongisicle, thank you so much for that. Holy smokes. Resubbed for 6 months. That is absolutely fantastic. I do appreciate that. So thank you so much for the resub. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I actually need to check on this because I'm not sure. I think I don't know if you're down here. We may need to add you, which I can show the new process for adding, which is way easier than it used to be. So we're gonna maybe show that off. Let's see here. New art today, we're definitely going to take a look at art. Summernev says, the worst part of always being first is you never get to see the notification message. That's a good point. That's a really great point. Well, don't worry. The notification message said, you win, tap here to redeem your prize. So if you're here, that means you have won and you've redeemed your prize. So congratulations. I hope you are not too disappointed by the prize you have won. I hope. Because you are already here. Oh, here. Yeah. Okay, I get you now. Good evening, Loki. Good evening. Welcome. Glad you're here. And chicken interface, though. I figured it was finally time. I figured we've had the freaking foxes for like almost a year now. Actually, it's probably been about a year we have had the foxes there. And I was like, you know what? It's probably time to replace them. And so I figured, you know what better way to replace them than to replace them with chickens that we have. So now everybody gets to be a chicken if you're subscribed. So if you are subscribed on Twitch, or if you are a channel member over on YouTube, you will be down here. So yeah, good times. Which actually, the process for adding new people down here, so much easier than it used to be. So the process before just was an absolute nightmare. Like it literally, if it was not good. I'm just going to say that. It was not good for the old way. So do you want me to show you the new way on how I add people? Come over here into GitHub and we go to Subscriber Pet Project, the new one that I've created. Let me come over here. So basically all I have to do is I will open up this. What the?
Welcome to the Moonwood Alliance, Cameron Reap.
Cameron, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. 9 months. That is wild. Thank you so much. And we've got a hype train.
The hype train is heading for the moon.
We're heading for the moon, everyone. The moon! Here we come. Here we come on the hype train. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I believe, yes, Cameron, you should already be in here. So there we go. Absolutely fantastic. What the?
Some Randev just cheered a whopping 100 bits.
A whopping 100 bits. Thank you so much. And holy smokes. I'm gonna hype on my train. I do appreciate that. Thank you, some Randev. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. And oh my goodness.
Footlong Icicle just
Footlong
cheered
Icicle
a
with the 420 bits.
420
Thank you,
bits.
Footlong Icicle. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. This hype train is going absolutely wild off the rails, and I do appreciate that. So thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that. It looks like we are now at 95% of the way to level 2. So I believe, if I remember right, I am so bad with hype train, so I do not remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that even if we're just level 1, I think everybody gets emotes, right? If you're a part of the hype train. No, I think we have to complete level 1 to get the emotes. Okay, all right, so never mind. So 80 more bits. So I believe you have to either subscribe or give at least 100 bits, and then you get to be a part of the hype train, and then you'll unlock it. Oh my goodness, what? Thank you for that. Thank you for the 69 bits. I do appreciate that. That is an absolutely fantastic number. So thank you for that. I do appreciate that. But let me show you really quickly how easy it is now to add people. So much easier. So literally all I have to do is I just come in here, and so say for example we want to add Footlong, and I just want to make sure that I don't think there's any weird spelling. Oh my gosh, I'm not even. That is one thing that I wish they would change with RPG Maker. What the? Loki.
Locatrix to gifted 1 subscriptions to the Moonwood Alliance.
Thank you so much for the gifted subscription. I do appreciate that. And congratulations to Acceptibar. Congratulations on the gifted sub. Absolutely fantastic. And thank you, everybody, for getting us to the level 2 hype train. I do appreciate that. So if you are part of the hype train, as of right now, you are now in the running to be able to earn yourself a free emote. I say free. I guess technically you did pay for it because you had to buy into the hype train, but if you're a part of the hype train, then you are on track to be able, no pun intended, to be able to get an emote. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, so to add, super easy now. So I just come in here and I click on the name, and if I could actually probably just come down here and do a little bit of dish, copy that, and we'll just throw it in there. There we go. And that's it. I hit apply. Okay, that's not technically it. I then have to come in here and add another event, because the events are the ones controlling the chickens. So the chickens are all being controlled by an event, but I just have to add the event. And then it's pretty fantastic, because if I then come in here and I go to common events, we've got the initialization right here, which basically just goes through and it's just checking to see if, and it basically just starts at the very first actor and it just loops through and it just says, if there is a name in that actor slot, add 1 to how many chickens we're going to be spawning. And it just adds more and more and more. And so as I add names in here, just sequentially down the list, it will then loop through that another time, and another time, and another time. And yeah, and then I just add another event, which is basically just the way that it moves. So this is just controlling the chicken's movements. And then there we go. And then if I save it, and I just have to come over here, and I'll just refresh that really quickly. Press that again, so the resolution's correct. It's yay for RPG Maker resolutions. And let's see, is Footlong Icicle? There we go, Footlong Icicle. You're a Johnson. You're a Johnson wearing boots. So there we go. Happy days. Happy freaking days. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, what an exciting beginning. Jesse says, how are you today? I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Jesse. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, it has been a great week so far. Very busy, but it's been a great one. It's been a great week. There are 2 foot long, so I guess feet long. Wait, were you already in here? Oh no, I may have already had you in here. Oh my goodness, I already had you in here. Oh, that's my bad. My bad. You know what? We'll just leave you in here. You will be a Johnson and a ghost. So there we go. A Johnson wearing boots and a ghost wearing a top hat. A poultrygeist, if you will. That's my bad. But yes, I guess technically that is feet long icicle. There we go. Or is it 2 foot long icicle now? I think it's going to be 2 foot long icicle. Anyway, much more simple process. So did we need a new pet thing? No, not exactly. But there's other things that I want to do with it, right? Because as of right now, I'm sure you've seen it has jumped a couple times. I do want to make it so that people can like type in chat and make the chickens jump. That'll be kind of fun. I do want to add it so people can...
Dog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Absolutely, we can. I want to be able to allow people to be able to feed the chickens. That'll be fun as well.
Dog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Bicep curls. And... wait for it.
Dog just redeemed Stretch.
There's the trifecta. There's the trifecta right there. Absolutely. I am very excited for this. Okay, let me just get caught up on chat really quickly. Let's see, hype train. What else we got? What else we got? Chicken interface and Footlong Icicle with the resub saying sup, welcome, glad you're here. I'm stealing that. What are you stealing? Wait, what are you stealing? I don't remember what we were talking about when you said you were going to be stealing. Jesse, you the goat. Jesse is the goat. 100% the goat. Absolutely. They jumped. They do jump. It is a good time. Let's see. Izer Nerd. Welcome. Glad you're here. I think I just... Did I just call you Izer? Izer Nerd? Izer Nerd. I'm tripping over my words today. But welcome. I'm glad you're here with your bear high. Hello with your bear high. I do appreciate that. Let's see here. Hype train. I'm gonna hype on train. I caused a hype train. So what's my emote? You will find out. In 12 seconds when the hype train ends. So everybody who's a part of the hype train is going to get an emote. So if you're a part of the hype train, congratulations. Blast of a time. Isn't that just a buck? It is. And it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm very appreciative of it. Blaze it. Where's the stuff? It's gonna get here. It actually should be showing up now because it just ended. So if you're a part of it, you should have a hype chest, which you should be able to open up, and you should be able to then share your emote, which it looks like I just got. What did I get? Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. I got myself some stuff. Yeah. So if you're a part of the hype train, make sure to share. Would absolutely love to see what everybody got. Could this be it? Could it be who's this diva emote? Maybe. Set it on fire. Your mom's nightstand. Whoop. That is probably where the stuff is nightstand. We need 80 bits more for an emote. But it's okay. I got it before it ends. There you go. And then Footlong Icicle with another 69 bits. I do appreciate that. And then Loki gifting a tier 1 sub, and I do appreciate that, Loki. Thank you so much. Some may even say it's pop noise. Oh, would you say, hold up, let me pull it up. Gonna make sure my stream deck is on. Would you say this?
Nice.
I think I would say that. It would say it's nice. Let's see, since I set the train, will I get an emote? Yes. So I think, I'm pretty sure that leading up to a hype train, if you donated, so if I remember right, I think you have to donate at least 100 bits or gift or subscribe. Yeah, and then you'll be a part of the hype train. And I think anybody who does that before the hype train starts, you will be a part of the hype train. And then anything after that, then it's no more. I'm not saying you can't gift or anything like that. But I'm just saying there won't be another hype train because I think it's just one per stream. Pretty sure. Refresh to remove ads when you sub. That's true. If you did subscribe, then you need to refresh the stream, and then the ad shouldn't show up again. Let's see. I should put my phone cast. I think you should put your phone cast. Absolutely, you should. Let's see. A severe thunderstorm is over my head right now. That's not good. Stay safe out there, Cam. Stay safe out there. Your clickbait notification. It's what I'm stealing. Oh, that's the one. Yes, you won a prize. Make sure to tap so you can win that prize. Crazy Cowboy Game says, good evening. Welcome. Glad you're here. How's your week going so far? Just please don't be the ugly frog one. Did you get the ugly frog one? I'm gonna have to keep going. Yes. Wait. What did you get? You got the who's this diva? Got it. You got it. I'm so proud of you. Now I kind of wish that I got that one. That's all right. I'll stick with the eating thing. I won. Moon's trapped in the past. Doesn't even know I won. But I'm here now. I'm here in the future with all of you, and it is beautiful. I'm so happy about it. Which much hail to. Oh, I wish there was hailing. So it sounds like whatever storm is currently with you right now, Cameron, is what is heading here, because we have a storm coming in this weekend. So I hope that there's some still for us, because I'm really excited for the storm. I really hope we get a good one. Who's this diva is so perfect. Here we are in the future. Welcome. Thank you. I feel so welcome here in the future. I shall soon be in the future. That's true. You are going to be in the future. Are you excited? I'm excited for you. Let's see, Jesse, I think I answered your question, but I'm doing great. And I hope you are doing the same. Okay. All right. let's, I'm actually, just so I don't forget, I'm going to come in here and remove Footlong Icicle, because I forgot Footlong Icicle that you were already in there. I did not realize that. I like how I checked for Cameron's name, but I didn't check for your name, Footlong Icicle. I am so sorry, Cameron, and Footlong Icicle, but I do appreciate it. So thank you, thank you. So again, if you want to be a lovely chicken right here, all you have to do is be subscribed on Twitch, or just be a channel member over on YouTube. Before it gets too late, hashtag giveaway. Oh, that's true. That's true. We do need to go over the giveaway. So let's do the giveaway. Let's go over the giveaway and then let us look at art. And then we're going to get into all the fun stuff that we're going to be going over. So, and also maybe one day if I can actually figure out how to tap into all of this, maybe if I can figure out how to like piece together people's names, I can't promise this, but I might be able to get it to the point where you would be able to actually choose your outfit for the chicken. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm sure there's a way. I'll have to figure it out. Add a 10k redeem to get yourself added multiple times to the bottom thing. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. Every 10k equals one chicken. That would be kind of fun, actually. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. I'll have to figure out what we're going to do there. That would be kind of fun. I'd be down for that. Again, I need to actually get the whole Twitch integration thing working again, because I got it working in RPG Maker MV, and I'm not using MV anymore for this, just because I'm now so used to MZ. I'm like, I can't go back to MV, even though I have to for, you know, the game we're making. One of these days, we will finish this game, and it will be glorious, and we'll be able to move on into MZ permanently. I also just realized that I just reopened the program again. Okay, there we go. So that is that. And then let's come over here to Discord. What do we got here at art? Oh, what do we got? What do we got? We've got all sorts of things coming in. Art of the Mies. Can't wait to buy the full M retail version. They're trading jokes and trying to one-up each other. They're randomly laughing about creme brulee. I like it. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff.
Axel _ Benedict Jade 5 bits. Sup, nerds?
Sup, Axel? Welcome. Glad you're here. Hello. Hello. Hopefully you're having an absolutely fantastic week so far. Let's see. Sonic the Fox says, never played Tamagotchi Life, to be honest. I am not going to lie. I did not even know what that was. So, seems interesting, though. Pick made for this year's autism awareness. I'll show last year's too. Oh, I like that. I like that. Happy Autism Awareness Month. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Yeah, I like that. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely well done. Beautifully made. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. Hashtag giveaway. Yes. So I believe. After this post for your chance to win a Steam key for this Sunday, the 12th. 2 winners will be chosen. Yes. Okay. So, so for anyone who is new or unaware, or if you are here and you forgot to do it, over on the Discord server, if you are not a part of the Discord server already, I will just do a little bit of this Discord, and that will post the key. And then let's just also get this over here, over onto YouTube. So if you would like to join the Discord server, there's the links. But if you are already a part of the Discord server, make sure that you go over to the Game Key Giveaways channel. And on there, Loki is generous enough to have willingly agreed to part with hundreds and hundreds of his Steam keys that he has collected over the years and are just sitting unredeemed. So if you would like a chance to be able to win one of those keys, again, this is not any Steam key. This is just a select 630-ish some odd keys that are all in a spreadsheet. So basically the way that it works is just add any reaction you want to this post right here. So it could be literally anything. It could be a fox, it could be the flag, or it could be toast. Oh, that's it could be anything you want. You could also just come in here and you could throw in a chicken if you wanted. But anyway, so long as you have reacted to this at least once in some way, shape, or form, you will be added to a list. Not that kind of a list. You'll be added to a drawing list, and then on that list, your name will appear on the wheel, and then on the Sunday stream, we will spin that wheel, and then whoever wins gets to pick a Steam key. So, yeah, again, not any Steam key. It is from a select list of Steam keys, but you have your option. It's not going to be just a random key. You get to actually pick which one you want, so very good stuff. So, if you want to be a part of that, make sure to come over here and react to that. What do we got? Istre. Oh! Hi, stream. Or his stream. What about her stream? No, come back! Oh, there goes the hi. The hello and greetings are gone. They're gone, never to come back again. Oh well. Anyway, her, hers, first. I'm waiting. Or just going with Hurst. Herstraw. Herstaw. Herstam? What's a Herstam? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Thank you for that. My nemesis at it again. And I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Let's see here. I just want to make sure. In general, oh my gosh. Severe thunderstorm just dumped this. Wow. That is such crazy weather. Your camera can't even focus. Is that all hail? Holy smokes, I'm pretty sure that's all hail. So I can see the grass underneath. Wow. That is a lot of hail. We'll just add an ice cube to that. Holy smokes. That is crazy. Cameron, stay safe out there. That is very dangerous and scary stuff. I can't spell her stream because the E... that's a good point. That's a good point. Very great point, actually. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Let's see here. Axel says, check it. 65 times in a row did I watch it. That is absolutely wild. Axel, thank you so much for streaking here in the stream. 65 times in a row. Absolutely wild. Thank you for that. 65 is great. How many... Okay, I'm bad at math. What's on the winner?
Thank you Axiomyth Games for maintaining the Moonwood Alliance for 10 months.
Axiomyth Games, thank you so much for your subscribing. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. You are the absolute best, and I appreciate it. Thank you. 65 times. 65 divided by 3. That is almost 22 weeks of not missing a stream. 22 weeks of not missing a single stream. And I do appreciate that. So thank you, Axel, for streaking here in the stream. Remember, everybody, if you're going to streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And Axiomyth Games is now on a 3-stream streak, which means you have not missed a stream in a full week. So thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Thank you for streaking here in the stream. Remember, everybody, if you're going to streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you. And thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate that. Speaking of which, actually, I guess that means do we need to come back in here? Now that it's so easy, I almost feel like I need to do this anytime that we do get people that subscribe so that I can make sure that we're good to go. I do want to check and make sure, though. Okay, Axiomyth Games, you were already in here, so you're good to go. So you should be down here somewhere. Somewhere down there. You gotta be. I don't know why I don't see you. But you've got to be there because you're on the list. You're on the list. You have a seat at the table on the list. So you're good to go. You're good to go. Axel has a streaking problem. We need to organize an intervention. Do they have streaking interventions? They've got to have streaking interventions. I mean, obviously, people have streaking problems. You got to have interventions for things like that. That's almost 6 whole months, which is absolutely crazy. And I do appreciate that. So thank you. David says, good evening, David. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Do you know what? I also just realized that I missed Mathra. I am so sorry. I have missed the chest benders, the bicep curls, and the stretch. So we're going to do that really quickly. I'm going to catch up on chat, and then we are going to jump in and start working on the game. So here we go. Wait. Jesse says, back, I had to go feed the pigs. I'm so glad they finally got our AC fixed. Oh my gosh. You didn't have a working AC? I mean, I guess it's good that it finally cooled down a little bit, but still, that is not fun at all. So I'm glad they did too. That is not fun. Okay, everybody, let's do the bicep curls, the chest benders, and the stretching, and then we're going to catch them on chat, and then we're going to actually do some programming. I swear it's going to happen. Here we go. All right, everybody, you know the drill. Hit on the clock. Count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gotta do it with the beat of the song, you know? And here we go. Count on the clock, count it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now it's time for a good stretch. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to the left. And then to the right. And backwards. Oh. That feels good. That feels good. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that, Mathruft. I'm so sorry if you're not here anymore. I know that I went a while without doing that, so my apologies. My apologies. So I hope that you are still here, and I hope that you find some solace in the fact that I finally listened to your redeem. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
A nerd turned Moonman into a chicken.
Oh my goodness, I'm now a chicken. I am now the mother chicken over all the other chickens. Hello. Hello, my little children. Welcome.
Ooh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And with the voice of God, that is the perfect combination right there. The voice of God chicken looking over all of my little chicks, and they're even jumping for me. They're jumping for me, and it's absolutely fantastic. I do appreciate that, so thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Sorry, that was
too far. Wait, says the person who missed the stream. Oh! Oh! Shots fired. Loki says, ahem. What did I miss? Well, I'm not gonna scroll up. Oh, we got a YouTube link. We've got a YouTube link. What do we got? What is this? You just made the list. That's true. You did just make the list. And I appreciate it. Did I miss something else though? Okay, so was it the YouTube link? Although I think actually I think I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, maybe? Maybe not. Never mind. I know what you're talking about. What's the ahem? Is it the YouTube link? If that's the case, then that is my bad. That is my bad. I don't have an addiction. Let's go. Okay, I think we should be all right. I think we should be good. Oh, let's see here. Link. Yeah. The YouTube link. Which link? Yes. Okay, so I did pull it up. I worry about pulling stuff up on stream just because, like, basically literally every time I have pulled something up on stream, even without audio. So I've tried it both ways. I've tried it both ways, pulling up videos on stream. I've tried it without audio. I've tried just the audio, and every single time, except for the "they're babies" link that you post, I have had some kind of issue with it. So I would pull it up. But yeah, even if I don't have the audio, I've had it to where they've been like, well, you pulled up the visual of here, and I'm just like, it was 3 seconds. It was 3 seconds, guys. So anyway, but I did look at it just now. I did miss it originally, and I apologize. But I did look at it. I did look at it. So thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Zelda! How dare. How dare! Bringing up Zelda at a time like this. If you're my mother, Clucker, why are you younger than me? It's a crazy world out there for chickens, all right? That's all I'm going to say about that. Sometimes crazy things happen, all right? Crazier things have happened. I'll say that. Why do you have so many notifications? Yeesh. You know what? Don't. I don't appreciate the judging that's happening right now. Also, is it just really bright? That better? Ah, but then you can see all the freaking shadows on my green screen. Oh well, that feels better. It's just the Moonwood way. Exactly. I like to keep these notifications just to make me feel like I'm wanted. I don't know. That's just it, you know? I feel wanted when I look at my Discord and I'm just like, oh, people want to talk to me. I'll just leave those on unread. So, you know, 6 new games added. Oh. So what? Where are the 6 games added? And I'll take a look at them. Ooh, got a notification. Oh, look at that! I'm wanted. I'm wanted by Surd. And I appreciate that. I'm not gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna pull the DMs. Oh, for giveaway. Oh, for giveaway to the list. You idiot. Thank you, Sumrendev, for explaining it and not calling me an idiot. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea, but I do appreciate that. Thank you, Loki. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Over on YouTube, we got Tactical Mindscape says, America's most beloved dev. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully, you have an absolutely fantastic week so far. How you doing? How's life? How are things? Okay, everybody. So, if you remember from last stream, we were working on the skill trees. If we come over here and I pulled this guy up, we have most of the vitality skills in and working. There are a few that we still need to work on.
_ Benedict Jade 5 bits. He ignores my messages because he doesn't agree with my plan of world domination through subliminal messaging in video game music.
I don't know how you figured it out, but I'm glad you did. And that is the exact reason why. No. I need to get better at responding to messages. So like my priority number 1 is work. I always have to make sure that I'm responding to like work emails, Slack messages, all that fun stuff. Priority number 2, which probably shouldn't be this order, but priority number 2 is then making sure that I'm responding to like family and friends that like text me. And then whatever time I have after that, then I have a little bit of time to, you know, maybe answer some Discord messages. It's my bad. I need to get better at just responding to any and all messages.
Randev says, wait, you're also planning world domination in Moon's messages? Wow, I guess we'll see gets Moon's support in the domination election.
I'm just waiting to see who brings me the best offer. That's honestly what I'm waiting for. I just want to see the best offer on the table, and then we can move forward with that world domination. It's gonna happen. So we aren't friends. Wow. As soon as you start texting me, then we're friends. I do try and be better. Okay, I guess I can't really say that. I was gonna say I do try and be better at answering DMs, but even that I'm terrible at. What can I say? I'm terrible at answering messages. It's my curse. It's my curse. What do we got here? The mystery egg bundle. Ooh, golden eggs worth $1,000 to be found, plus AAA release, new release Steam keys, plus 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck. It's kind of tempting. It's kind of fun. $20 for 30 mystery keys. Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually really tempting. I'm very tempted to actually get one of those eggs, or I guess one of the bundles of eggs. Maybe. I might. Who's dominating what? We can't really talk about that on stream. That's private information. Actually, it's so hard to Moon. I get it. See? I'm not the only one. I text you on Discord. That should count as something. I mean, I guess that's true. That is a good point. That was crazy. Yes. It's hard. I don't know why, though. I don't know why either. It's just, I know that I need to just, what I need to do is when I get a notification on my phone, I literally just need to tap the notification. I just need to tap it, look at it, read it, answer it. My problem is that I usually get a lot of messages when I'm at work. And so usually they'll just kind of start piling up because I'm like, oh, I'll look at that as soon as I'm done here. And then when I'm done with that thing, then there's like 5 other messages. And I'm like, well, I need to now go do this thing. I'll get back to these messages. And before I know it, I have a whole bunch of DMs. I've got stuff posted in the channel that I need to respond to. It's dark days. Dark days indeed. But I do need to get better at it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Live unboxing. Oh. Dang it, Loki. Now you kind of got me even more tempted to do it right now. Should we do it? Should we do it? Should we buy 30 mystery keys and see what happens? How crazy would that be if we won the Steam Deck? Oh, I'm tempted. Someone hold an intervention for me. I'm tempted to do this. If you've ever tried to DM me, you'll know my relation is very character. It's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you do a pretty good job responding when I message you, eventually. So there we go. That's all I can ask for, is eventually. Dino solution. Just make streaming your job. So there we go. Oh, simple. You mean simple solution. I was like, yes, let's all go with the Dino solution. The Dino solution is just make streaming my job. Literally, if I could make streaming my job, if I could just like be down here in my basement 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, I would do it. If I could make enough money doing that, I would 100% absolutely do that.
_Benedict
100%.
5 bits. Do it. I know you're sometimes swayed by bribes.
That's true. I am kind of sometimes swayed by bribes. But hey, on the bright side, this could include some keys that maybe I'd be able to add to the list of Loki's games. Turns out my dad's friend is friends with Take-Two's president's dad. Whoa! Really? That is quite the connection. That is actually really cool. I like that. That is awesome. I wish I had a connection like that. I don't know if that means anything to us, but it's funny. That's kind of funny. I do like that. That is cool. Seems a little scammy. I mean, it does seem a little scammy. I mean, it is from Fanatical, so I'm like, can it really be scammy? Don't know. I don't know. I mean, Trustpilot says they have a 4.5-star rating. Rated excellent. Maybe. But the question is, do you actually get something in every single egg? That's what I wonder. So if you don't get something in every single egg. So 1 million plus mystery keys sold. Very positive average Steam rating. Redeem on Steam officially licensed games. 5% off next order. Okay. Each egg is a game kit. That's what I was figuring. I figure 30 mystery eggs. Like, you can't really lose, can you? Unless they're just going to give you absolute dog crack games. I don't know. You're special, Moon. I appreciate that. You're special, too. In the best way possible. Do it. I know you're swayed by bribes. I've bought a few of these. Never cared for the golden egg. Wait. Yeah, never cared for the golden egg, but they are sort of how I have so many keys. It's fair. Well, I feel like the luck of the stream would make it so that I would be very lucky. I feel like that's got to be the case. What's the most mystery egg you can get? Maybe I'll get the one mystery key to dip our toes in. Maybe. Oh, I see. Let's see. Oh, I've never heard of Fanatical in my life. Each egg is a game key. I wish I could use my $20 Steam wallet. That would actually be really nice. That'd be really nice. Okay, do it for the content. All right, everybody, we're going to do it for the content. All right, you know what? You have all been absolutely fantastic enough to be gifting subs and bits and freaking super chats over on YouTube. So, do you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it just for the content, for the people. Doing it for the people. Hold up. Freak is my wallet. Okay. I lost my wallet there for a second.
Hail, the size of quarters fell. Quarters. It was freaky. And yeah, by the way.
That is very freaky. That is very freaky. Hopefully you are staying safe, though. I really hope so. Since we're gambling, we should also do a coin in celebration. That's true. That's true. Let's actually start the coin flip thing now while I do this whole thing. So, let's do managed prediction, and let's do a start prediction. Heads or tails coin flip. Start with prediction. All right, everybody, make sure to get your guesses in there. Make sure to throw some points into it. And, yeah.
Axel _Benedict cheered 5 bits. Moonman credit card reveal. Finally.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not revealing nothing. I'm doing that off screen, and then we're going to open the eggs on screen. So, I just want to make sure I actually have an account on here, because I don't want to just be freaking throwing my money into something that I don't even have an account for. So, let's sign in with Google. Let's go with Moonwood Games Studios at gmail.com. Now everybody knows my contact information. Continue. Welcome. Join our newsletter. Continue without subscribing. I want to get personalized ads. Get out of here. Okay. 30 mystery keys. Add to cart. All right, let's see. Exclusive offer for mystery games for $380. I shouldn't do that. I'm already getting mystery things. Why would I add an extra 4 mystery games for $4 when I'm getting 30 for $20? Not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm just doing the 30 mystery keys. Here we go. Proceed to checkout. All right, here we go. All right. Now, all of this is off stream. You can't see it. You can't see it. Okay, United States. Now you all know that I live in the United States. Okay, billing address search. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, fine. Yes, that's the one. Oh my goodness!
Welcome Travis Vroman and your 34 amazing audience members.
Travis Vroman, thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Huge freaking shout out to Travis. Let me get over here really quickly. We're just gonna do a shout out to Travis Vroman. Thank you so much and welcome everyone. I am glad that you're here. Huge shout out to Travis Vroman. Thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate it.
Thanks for the follow, Ruishi.
Thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. Welcome everyone. Welcome Raiders. I am glad that you're here. For anyone who does not know me, I am Moonwood Games. We are working on a retro style dungeon crawling roguelike RPG where the combat is blackjack. So if I pull this up really quickly, basically, the idea is you are exploring this randomly generated tomb and fighting monsters with blackjack, collecting items, and all sorts of fun stuff. So we are going to be working on the combat tonight, which again, like I said, the combat is based off of blackjack, so you're basically playing blackjack against these monsters, dealing damage, dealing elemental damage that is all upgraded with these magical D20 runes. We will be getting into that here in just a moment, but I have been I'm trying to think of the right word. I have been convinced by some people that I should gamble. So we're gonna do a little bit of gambling right here, which is basically okay. Let me just close that. Okay, everything should be fine here. Yeah, so basically the idea is we're gonna be doing some gambling. It is going to be the mystery egg bundle. So we're gonna be purchasing 30 mystery keys, and we're gonna see what we win. Just because and then we're gonna get into game dev stuff. So. Anyway, yeah. So Travis, how'd your stream go? How'd everything go for you? Hopefully everything went absolutely fantastic. Let's see. And this is how they get you. It's true. They're like, oh, you want 30 keys, but how about 4 more keys? Not that bad of a deal. Not too bad. Yeah. So hashtag giveaway. Oh, that's true. We will go over that here in just a little bit. Discord, come join the Discord. 100%.
Benedict cheered 5 bits. Remember, this is a non-sponsored segment.
Yes, 100%. This is not sponsored at all. I'm gonna make sure that this is not. I'm busting out my own debit card right here. So yeah, so it's not sponsored at all. I've just been convinced, and I've convinced myself that I'm going to win the grand prize. I'm going to win this 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck. I'm also going to win at least 3 AAA games. So that's what I figure is gonna be happening. Yo, the card reveal on stream is crazy. Don't worry, I made sure I hid my name. So unless you want to know that I bank with Chase and I use Visa, that's all we got. Thank goodness the numbers are written on the back. Don't worry. I would not have done that. I would not have done
just redeemed
We're gonna be stretching here in just a second. I gotta finish typing in my information, guys. Okay, here we go. So there's my address. City. Again, not saying this out loud. State, you all know that I live in Utah, so I don't care about saying that I'm in Utah. That's the zip code. Yep. I was like, wait, what is? Okay, proceed to payment. Go, saved. All right. Now, I'm gonna just type this in here really quick. Hold up. You get that? I hope you all got that. Expiration date is and the CVV is There you go. Now you all have my card information. All right. Let's pay $20.75 with card. I bank at Capital 2 and Teal Federal. I like that. Who doesn't bank with Chase? I mean, exactly. Who doesn't do it? Utah? No, Metah. I'm sorry to have stolen that from you, Loki. I'm sorry. Always helps. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Going up. Right on YouTube side as well. Thank you, Travis. I do appreciate that. Welcome. So if you're over here on Twitch, I do appreciate you being here. So thank you. Would absolutely love a follow. If not, that's totally fine, totally fair, totally valid. And if you're over on YouTube, I would love a sub over there and a like on the video. That'd be great. That'd be absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Travis. I do appreciate that. Went well. Did some much needed roadmap development. Ooh, yes. That kind of stuff. Not exactly the most fun thing to do in the world, but very much so required, honestly. Always helps step back every once in a while and look at / update the roadmap 100%. I had to do that pretty recently in my own roadmap. If I come over to here, definitely had to update this roadmap so I could make sure that I knew exactly what we were working on to get a demo release. So yeah, very much so needed. So good times. The card reveal stream is crazy. Thank goodness cards are on the back. I can read the microscopic bits in the chip. No! Well, I'm screwed. There goes my banking information. Who doesn't bank with Chase? It's all good. I already know your name. It's Moon. Last name, Games. Middle name, Wood. That's true. I am Moon Games Wood. Also known as Games Moonwood. No, that would be... Never mind, I confused myself. You tell me, Tom. But again, capital 2. Mods, delete my... For doxing. I do have to run, though. Have a great stream. Travis, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you around. So thank you. Moonwood is... That's a good point. That's a good point. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Go, take care of the stuff. Take care of life. I know that after a long stream, sometimes it is difficult to stick around. So I do appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. I do very much so appreciate it. And yeah, go and I will see you hopefully in one of your future streams. I gotta come back in and take a look at what you got going on. Dialing up your local NSA number might have a bit easier. Typing all that in. Just saying. True. Big with my local credit union. That and my bag of coins I use to beat up unruly children. Nice. Joke's on you. I am the team. Sounds good. Thank you, Travis. All right, everybody. I've got that all in there. Let's pay. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I'm hesitant. Let's just do it. Here we go. I don't want to save the banking detail information, though. I do not want to save that in my browser. I've got the physical card. I don't need anything else. Okay. Thank you for your purchase. File your taxes today. Get TurboTax app. Get out of here. I don't need TurboTax. Decline. What are all these offers? How about deals? Don't allow. What is happening here? Okay. All right, everybody. Here we go. So I think if we do view, order, and keys, I'm hoping and assuming. Okay. All right. I think if I bring this over here, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, though. Just in case. All right, here we go. Here we go, everybody. So, what do we got here? We've got the mystery egg bundle. We've got 30. We got 30 of these keys. Let's see what happens. Goodbye, $20. You missed. Evil laughing. Ew, TurboTax. If you want free tax for a quality software interface recommended by IRS, I recommend TaxSlayer. For all of you who want to kill your taxes, use TaxSlayer. They do great work. Hashtag not sponsored. Okay, everybody, let's open the eggs and let's see what happens. We're crossing our fingers. I don't know if this is all going to open all at once. I might be sponsored. I knew it. Hashtag sponsored. Hashtag ad. You seem pretty busy, Moon Man. If you DM me your credit card info, I'll make the purchase for your skin. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jesse. I do appreciate the offer for that. Thank you. Okay, everybody. I don't know if this is going to just show everything all at once or if I'm going to get to go through one at a time. But here we go. Open your eggs. Let's see what happens. Oh, got the first egg. I feel like we need to up the music here for just a little bit, just to, get the vibe. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. Okay. All right. Never heard of it. They look okay. Let's see what we got next. We got Let Me Out. We've got Atmosphere.
_ Benedict Jade 5 bits. Moonwood Games is sponsored by these 5 bits to promote my music.
5 bits, I'll take it. And yes, Axel makes some absolutely fantastic music over on YouTube. So if you like good music, make sure to go over and check out Axel Benedict's channel over on YouTube. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Sponsored by the IRS office of Ogden. Just a reminder, I guess. Exactly. And we've got Card Hog. I think I've actually heard of Card Hog. So there we go. There's one that I've actually heard of. Let's see. We've got Scabma Snowfall. We've got Steve's Warehouse Physics, and we've got Atmosphere. Oh my gosh, wait, did we get Atmosphere and Atmosphere 2? I think we just need one more to finish the trifecta. How to Escape. We've got Future Breach 64 and Balram. I've never heard of Balram, but it looks kind of cool. All right, well, what's next? We've got For the King. I have heard of For the King. Cook Serve Delicious. I already have that one, so there we go. And Garfield Lasagna Party. I feel like we're kind of slowly but surely getting into the higher tier ones. Here we go. What do we got next? We've got Black Book, we've got Breathage, and we've got the Sandbox of God Remastered Edition. Well, that's some exciting stuff. Minute of Islands looks nice, I would say so. Axel and I are in a headlock. Bonson Knights is good. Ooh, yeah, I feel like there's going to be some really good ones in here, and maybe some really bad ones. But before we look at the rest of them, because we've got a couple more pages left, let's do the coin flip really quick. Just to, make people wait and wonder. here we go. Let's go to coin flip. Remember, everybody, it is best 2 out of 3. So if it lands on your first one, do not get too excited because we got to go through both of them. So here we go. Best 2 out of 3. Let's see who's going to win. We have got ourselves a tails. All right, there we go. We got tails so far. We've got 1 tails, 0 heads. If you voted for tails, it's looking pretty good. But again, best 2 out of 3. So let's see what happens. Let's flip the coin again. Here we go. Here we go. Cross your fingers. Oh! We've got the clean sweep with the tails. The clean sweep with the tails. Congratulations, everybody! If you voted for tails, we'll do
nice
that, and we'll do this. There we go. All right, fantastic. Congratulations if you voted for tails. Very nicely guessed. Beautiful stuff. So let's come over here and let's manage the prediction. We're gonna go to choose outcome. It is tails, and it looks like there's going to be 2015 channel points to go out to anybody who voted for tails. So if you voted for tails, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic stuff. If you did not vote for tails, I am so sorry, but I believe in you. Next time it's going to work out. It's gonna be great. I voted not tails, I think. Same. I forgot what I voted on. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. Well, it does say 2K go to Axel. I've done been turned into a chicken. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think this is the perfect time to then continue along. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go along and let's see what else we got. Oh, wait, no, I was on tails. It's true. You were on tails, apparently. All right, next page. What do we got? What do we got? We've got ourselves Agatha Christie. Okay. We've got Anvil Saga. Ooh, kind of fun. And Organs, Please. Those all seem interesting. All right. Let's see what happens on the next page. We've got Overdrift Festival. We've got Outshine and Chicken Invaders 3. We're gonna have to go see if our chicken game is any better than Chicken Invaders 3. Maybe. All right, we got 2 pages left. 2 pages. Let's see what other goodies we've got. We have got ourselves Super Adventure Hand. Never heard of it. Windward. Never heard of it. Cook Sir Delicious 3. I think I have 1 and maybe 2. That'd be kind of fun to have number 3. And here we go. Page number 3. This is going to be 2 AAA games and the OLED Steam Deck. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. Okay, not exactly the Steam Deck. Not exactly AAA game, but hey, Deck of Souls. That seems like it's up our alley. Asterix and Obelix XXL2. Okay, all right. And Viviette. Well, there we go. Well, Deck of Souls. Wait, is it good? Deck of Souls good? What is Deck of Souls? I've heard that game is super duper good. Well, now I feel like I've got to pull it up. All right, here we go. Now I have to at least pull it up and see what's going on here. There it is. Deck of Souls. What do we got here? What do we got, Deck of Souls? What's going on here? What do we got? It seems like not the same game. Is this the same game? I feel like this is not. I mean, it's got to be. It's named the same. But again, like I said, it does look like it would be up our alley. So maybe, I don't know if I'm going to play it on stream, but maybe it could be fun. I'm excited. I am excited to give it a try. Who knows? There might be some things in here that I may adopt and put into Tomb of Vercilias. Maybe. If they work well. I am all for taking what works well in other games and putting it into Tomb of Vercilias. So there we go. Well, it was not the AAA games and Steam Deck like we were all hoping. I know that everybody was hoping that I would get all of those things. That's all right. It was still a good time. Still an absolute blast to open up those eggs. Yeah. So good times. Good times. And I almost said Axel. Loki, I very well may be sending you a few of these keys that you can add to the list so we can add those into the list of games that can be won. All right. Good times. Good times indeed. All right, let's see here. It's a mix of good and bundle fodder. Yeah, it is. I forgot what I voted on. Let's see. Same liar. Oh, wait, no, I was on tails.
_ Benedict cheered 5 bits. I have a really cool item idea.
What do we got?
It's an item that lifts the bust limit to 22, but you can't blackjack on a 22, only a 21.
All right. Now, is this going to be an item or is this a like a perk? Like a perk card. I'm assuming a perk. Add perk. Raise bust from 21 to 22. But can't blackjack on a 22. still just a 20. Assuming that's what it is. I like that though. That'd be a lot of fun. Return to me my points post haste or some ramification. If I could, I probably still wouldn't. But if I could, I at least could say that I could. But as of now, I can't. That's tragic. I was ahead of heads. Congratulations, Cameron. Oh my goodness, are you sure a not safe for work? That is a great point. I did not even think about the fact that there could have been a not safe for work game in there. I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that didn't pop up. Never good, sir. Those points are mine. I barely. OMG, I'd clip that so fast if he got like a honey pop or something. That would be. That'd be good times. That'd be good times. Deck of Souls. Whoa, I've heard it is super duper good. And I lost my head. No. I don't know anything about it. I'm just hyping it up so you feel better about your purchase. Oh no. Oh, don't pull it up. No. It looks great. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. It is the same Deck of Souls. It does indeed look like the same one. Whatever my cheese is. Oh, okay. All right. Fair. It'll allow you to play a lot more loosely while also kind of punishing you, but also kind of not really for getting like fruit. That is a great point. All right, everybody. Well, this has been an absolute blast of a stream so far. We are now an hour in, and we're going to now get into the game dev stuff. I swear it's going to happen. We are going to do some game. So, let's do that. So if you come over to here. Yeah, so. Yes, like I said, in the previous stream, we were working on getting the skill tree finally finished and all that fun stuff. So we basically have most of the vitality skills in and working. So Enduring Spirit will raise your max HP. Second Wind will make it so your healing items are more effective. So like say, for example, if you come over here and you hover over this healing potion, it is going to restore 50 HP. But if you increase your Second Wind, it is now going to restore 55 HP because it's going up by 10%. We also got the Grit and Bear It, which do 2x damage if your health is below a specific percentage. So long as you are below, right now, 10% health, then you'll be doing 2x damage. 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. So if you fully upgrade the skill, if you have less than 50% health at any point in time during combat, you will be doing 2x damage. Absolutely. This is the one we have not gotten working because I did not realize that the Floor Guardians were so broken. I thought for sure we had those working, but apparently the Floor Guardians are not working. So we do need to get those working again, but I have had a couple thoughts. Yeah, a couple thoughts. So basically, here are my thoughts. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what we want to do in terms of the like basically the way that we want to have the perk cards be selected. So as of right now, the plan was just to be anytime you leave the floor, you get a new perk, right? But I'm kind of thinking what we're going to do is I want to make it so you have to fight the Floor Guardian to be able to. Because, like, what's the point of a Floor Guardian if they're not guarding the floor, right? So I think what I want to do is I'm going to have the exit be locked behind the Floor Guardian. So it'll work kind of how it works right now, where it's like, you know, as you're wandering around, you'll eventually find your way to the Floor Guardian. There'll be that door. You can open that up. That is going to be the actual door that leads into the Floor Guardian, which then leads into the exit portal. So all of that is going to stay the same. Basically, the only thing that's going to change is you have to fight the Floor Guardian first. And then what we're going to do is the obelisk that is you'll find as you explore that has like the floating purple orb. That will be an optional thing for you to find, because when you defeat the Floor Guardian, it will open up the door, but there will be an optional chest inside the Floor Guardian's room. So once you defeat the Floor Guardian, you can just leave. You defeat the Floor Guardian, you leave. But there will be an optional chest that you will then use the orb to then open up the chest, and then that is where you will then have the perk card. So that way, the perk cards are not necessarily required, but if you want to be able to get them, you will have to more or less explore the majority of the floor until you eventually find the pedestal, which I feel like finding the pedestal is not the end of the world. It's not that crazy to have to try and find. Yeah, so once you find the pedestal, you get the key, essentially, the orb, and then you'll use that orb to then be able to unlock the chest if you want to get more perk cards. That way, you're not necessarily having to collect the perk cards. You're not having to do any of that stuff. The only thing you have to do is find the Floor Guardian, kill the Floor Guardian, and then you can move on. That's kind of where I think I'm going to kind of restructured. So again, there shouldn't be any new content I have to make. It is just restructuring how they all fit together. So, yeah. I once lost a whole grand on a 22. I've lost so many games of Blackjack to 22. So it sounds like, Axel, this is going to be more or less for you, is what it kind of sounds like. I'm down for that. But a whole grand on a 22, that is rough. That is rough. It was virtual money, but my point stand. That's true. That's true. Even if it's virtual, that is still a point that stands. By the way, chat, there's a metal pipe sound effect in that. By the way, true. There is a metal pipe sound effect in there. Absolutely. Okay, so if I remember right, if I scroll down just a little bit, Cameron did redeem Stretch 17 minutes ago. So we're going to do a quick stretch. Actually, probably knew this before we jump in, and then we're going to jump in and we're going to start working on some stuff. So here we go. Let's stretch to the right this time. And then to the left. And then bring it back, y'all. Oh, that feels good. I feel like you're just waiting for the metal pipe. Let's see, Kay Howdow says, hi, hello, welcome, glad you're here, Hopefully you're having an absolutely fantastic week so far. Let's see here, you should call them, you should call them up and explain that you are a streamer, and they need to correct the situation and give you the Steam Deck you deserve for opening up all the eggs on stream. I think you've got a really great point, actually, on that one, Jesse. I do need to call them up, I need to be like, hey, look, I opened up all this on stream. I promised everybody that I was going to win a Steam Deck, and you didn't give me a Steam Deck. So if you could please just give that to me, that'd be great. So, yeah. I think that's a great point. Game dev streamer actually trying to code on stream. I think that's a bannable offense. I would say so. Probably a bannable offense right there. Absolutely. Okay, so, yeah, so we do need to get the mini-boss working, though, just in general. So we have not done this one yet because Vigorous Harvest makes it so when you slay the Floor Guardian, you get 2% of your HP back. We've also gotten this one working, which is the Crimson Pact, which makes it so when you leave the floor, you get 2 HP back. So at this point, if you have both of these skills unlocked, you would essentially restore 4 HP every time you leave the floor. That's kind of cool. After that, we then have License to Heal. So this is anytime you defeat a monster, you then get 1% HP back. So good times there. And then this very last one is going to be Reborn. We have not done this one yet. So in Vitality, we just have Reborn and Crimson Pact left to do. So those are the two that we still need to do. And then we need to also get, no, it's Vigorous Harvest and Reborn that we still have yet to do. So we do need to do those. And the mini-boss. We do need to get that working. But I think we're actually going to start with something else, though. So, as you all know, I do want to add more monsters to the game, which I am currently working on getting monsters created for the game. It is a long process. It is a very long process, but I think I have found a good way to be able to expand the amount of monster variety we have without having to create a whole bunch of like unique monsters. So as of right now, I've kind of figured out roughly like 50-ish monster ideas for the game. Now I'm just going through and actually creating the art. So we actually have a few new monsters that I do want to add to the game, and I want to get the actual monster spawning in here and good to go. So basically, general idea is, as of right now, I've got 4 monsters that I have created right now. So we've got the Gargoyle, but what I want to do, which is basically every single monster is going to essentially equate to 5 monsters. Reason being is because I want to have just a standard monster. So this is just a standard Gargoyle. This is just a standard Slime. This is just a standard Elemental. This is just a standard Rubble Golem. But what I want to do is I want to have there be a variant for all 4 elements. So you would have the regular Gargoyle. Then you would have the Burning Gargoyle. You would have the Hardened Gargoyle. You'd have the Dripping Gargoyle, and then you would have the Blighted Gargoyle. And essentially, like I said, they're all related to the different elements. You got the Pyro, Geo, Hydro, and Necro. And essentially, what this would mean is if you come across a Hardened Gargoyle. So this is a Geo Gargoyle. And also, I'm giving them these different names, Burning, Hardened, Dripping, and Blighted. It sounds like, is it fun to just say Pyro Gargoyle? Or is it more fun to say something like Burning or Flaming Gargoyle, Hardened Gargoyle, or I don't know, Earthy Gargoyle, something like that. I'm trying to think of some word that I could attach to the element to then be able to, you know, have that kind of be universal across the board. So for Blighted, I was kind of thinking about doing like Undead, but for some of the monsters and things like that that I have in here, Undead doesn't really work. And so I'm like, maybe Blighted. So if anyone has any ideas for it relating to the elements, which maybe we will just kind of go back and be like, call them the Pyro Gargoyle, the Geo Gargoyle, the Hydro Gargoyle. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, so basically there will be 5 variants of each monster. So normal, and then 1 for each element. And then essentially the way that it'll work is if you are, say, for example, if you are fighting a burning elemental, right? So you got the normal elemental, you got the burning elemental. So let's just say, for example, if you are fighting the burning elemental, any pyro damage that you do to this monster will be cut in half. So they're not necessarily going to be immune to that attack, but anything that you do that is pyro related will be weak against them. So it'll do like half damage. But on the flip side, that will also mean, because pyro is weak to necro, if you do necro damage, it will do like 150% damage, something like that. Maybe 200%. Something. I don't know if we want to do necessarily double, but we might do something like it'll do like 150% damage. So that way there will be kind of be like the strengths and weaknesses. The other reason why I kind of want to do that is I don't want people to just focus on like a single element, right? So maybe someone's going to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to focus on getting my pyro super crazy high, and I'm just going to focus on leveling that up. I'll sell all my other dice anytime I collect those, and I'll just get pyro dice, and I'll just get that updated, which is great. But if you come across something like this, where it is a burning elemental, your pyro damage is now doing half. And then the other thought I kind of had was I want there to be something with like the mini bosses, where if they are also elemental, maybe you do 0 damage to them with that element, or maybe you heal them instead of damaging them. So if it is some kind of mini boss or floor guardian that is some kind of pyro elemental, maybe if you do damage to them with that element, then it does 0 damage or something like that. And so maybe you would also have to kind of like pick and choose, be like, okay, well, this is a pyro floor guardian, and I've drawn nothing but pyro cards. I need to purposefully have this hand bust so that I don't heal them or something like that. So that's kind of where I'm leaning as of right now. So I think what we're going to do for the first little bit is I'm going to get all of these monsters exported, and we're going to get these in the game, get the whole new spawning, I guess, algorithm, I guess you could call it, set up. And yeah, should be a good time. So yeah, definitely don't want to meet a hard gargoyle in a dark dungeon. That's true. You do not want to meet a gargoyle that is hardened in this dark dungeon. Not at all. Not at all. You also don't want to make a hardened slime, because that just sounds no bueno. Anyway, a little tired today, just chilling. That's fair. That is fair. What are you working on? So yes, we're working on getting some new monsters added to our dungeon crawling roguelike RPG. Should be a good time. I'm also just now kind of realizing, now that I've like zoomed out and looked at it, the lighting on some of these looks a little bit bizarre. I did some weird highlights on here, and I need to... I feel like these spots here just kind of look a little bit out of place. Even that, it kind of makes it look like it's like sticking out too much, you know? There we go. That's better. Although it's probably going to look the same here. Well, actually, it's not as bad here. Once I zoom out, it does look kind of bad. Never mind. We're going to fix all these. Hold up. Give me 2 seconds. Got to fix all this pixel stuff. Here we go. That. Yeah. And then over here, let's see. I replaced that with that with that. That. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Dripping slime. So we need that. Oh my god. Oops. Okay, that's good to go. And select the layer. There we go. You. Okay, then over here. Replace this guy. Go there. Yeah. as opposed to a soft gargoyle, that wouldn't be a very good stat. But it'd be great for hugs. It'd be fantastic for hugs. Nice. And Drip Advisor says, speaking of Drip, it is time I announce my arrival. Drip Advisor, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully I have an absolutely fantastic week so far. How is your week going? How are things going? Okay, and then last but not least, we need to update the blighted slime.
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. Are we still good for adding gizzard? The Dizzard Blizzard Wizard Lizard.
I would say so. I say why not? As a floor guardian, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm down for that. I'm kind of thinking about... Here's the thing. I know that originally I was kind of thinking about trying to make this game as like serious as possible. You know, I was like, we don't need crazy stuff in here. I want it to be like a more serious, dark, tone game. But now I'm kind of like, you know what? I kind of want it to just be fun. I just want it to be like a fun game. It doesn't necessarily have to have like a super dark, pretty vibe to it. So yeah, so I am 100% down for that. Okay, so this one still looks a little out of place. Let's do that. That's better. Now I have to update all of these. You. Same thing here. Let's come over here and do that. Now that means I do need to update it on this guy as well. So this should be the last one though. You there. You there. I want to do you. Here we want to do you, and you. Yeah. Never mind. Let's leave it like that. Ooh. I have to go check it and see what that is all about. Okay, there we go. That should be good. That should be good there. Cool. Oh, let's see here. Okay, all right. Just making sure I was all caught up. So, let's get this guy in here. Come over here. Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures, monsters. I have replaced these guys so much. It is wild. I'm trying to decide if we want to keep... I kind of want to have at least 2 frames of animation on all the monsters in some way, shape, or form. So let's do this. Let's cut all these. Okay, let's do this. Let's open up this, and we're gonna go to Documents, RPG Maker, Games, Tomb of Vercilias, Images, Pictures, Old Monsters, skip. Okay, so I need to... Jeez. Okay, so I do have this backed up already, so we can get rid of that. I don't know why I'm backing these guys up. They're... yeah. They're meh. The thing is that, like, after doing Unboxed, I feel like my art style has kind of changed a little bit after making all the chickens, and I'm like, I kind of want to make them more with, like, the techniques that I was using for that. So, that is why I wanted to, like, change this just one more time. One more time. Okay. If we then pull this over to here, that'll let me know. Okay, there we go. So let's up this to 400%. If we grab the gargoyle and shadow, that, paste that down to here. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. And I should be able to grab all of these layers as well. Paste those in there. Cool. That is monster 1-1. Let's see here. So let's see, what is going to be the best way? Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, so 1-1. And then I will worry about the animations later, but then we'll do 1-2. So there's going to be 2 frames of animation per monster. So like nothing crazy, just a little bit to kind of like keep the battle scene a little bit more lively looking. Over here to the burning gargoyle. Actually, This is going to be monster 2-1. Wait, that's right. This is 2-2. Keep doing that. Save as 3-2. 4-1. 2. Last but not least, we've got 5-1 and 5-2. Okay. Let's see here. Let us see here. Come over here. Pull this up. Enemy. There we go. Rancid, Seething, Pressure. Okay, so those were potential, like, nicknames I had. Don't know if we're going to keep those, but, like, I'll throw them down there anyway. Let's see. The blobs, the bats. Oh, Skullbird the Bonehead. We do need to keep that name. Red Mage, Gremlin, Grove, Tender, Golem, Seething Gargoyle, Seething Crusher, Rancid Skull. Yeah. Okay. Get rid of all those. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. That should be fine. I should be able to remember. Okay, so let's just call this guy the Gargoyle. Gargoyle. Go. So HP, we'll just set you to 10. Max HP. Max MP. Okay. So I think the attack, magic attack, agility, luck, magic defense. I believe the 2 things that actually need to happen, that actually need to be in here, is attack and defense. So the attack... I've got to... Hold up.
Axel_Benedict cheered 5 bits. Make him a chicken and name him Garboiled.
That'd be kind of funny. I like that. I like that. Okay, so I need to skip forward. Okay, so pause that. No, go back. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna full screen this. I just need to see. I need to change this 720 so I can actually read this. Okay, so Rancid Skull. Yeah, so the max HP, attack, defense, and then the experience. Yes. Okay, I set that back. Go, put that back over there. Yes, okay, so basically, HP is the health. Attack, HK. Defense is the Dex saving throw. And EXP is experience. Yeah. He said one more time, the time before the last time he changed combat system. I promise I'm not changing the combat system. I'm not changing it, I'm adding slightly to it. But this is going to make it so that we can actually add a lot more monsters, because basically, I want to have about 50-ish monsters in the game, plus the variants. So, yeah. Yes. So, obviously there's going to be repeats, but my hope is to make it so there will be as few repeats as possible. We'll see. And I want to make it more exciting. So basically the stats that the monsters will need. They will need the max HP, They will need their attack, because this actually determines how much it's doing. Then the defense is the dex saving throw, and then the experience is actually how much experience it is giving the player after. So we've got the gargoyle. We've got the burning gargoyle. You know, I'm realizing we could use the magic attack, magic defense, agility, and luck. We might use those later for the different defenses, like elemental defenses for the monsters. Maybe. So basically we would just say, hey, if this is equal to 2, then they're semi-resistant to pyro. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so the burning gargoyle, okay. And then we've got the hardened gargoyle. We've got the dripping gargoyle. And last but not least, we then have the first gargoyle? What did I call it again? Blighted gargoyle. The blighted gargoyle. Okay, that's all that. Cool, good, happy freaking times there. Now, if you come over here to the common events, RTG spawn, I think it's in here. It's the spawn monster / item. Okay. Spawn a monster. This is going to loop through and spawn monsters. Random number to between 1 and 2. Commented that out. Okay. So yeah, so we're going to say random number between 1 and 1. Yeah. Let's also do this. Get rid of this. And we're going to say, yeah. So const equals, const, element? Call it element. Sure. Doesn't really matter. Element is going to be a random number between 1 and, let's do 1 and 5. Nope. 0 and 4. 1, 2. Okay. Because if you, yeah, so basically the way this is going to work is I want to set a variable just called element or something like that, and it'll just be a random number between 0 and 4. 0 will mean it is the just standard monster, and then anywhere from 1 through 3, 1 through 4 is going to be Pyro, Geo, Hydro, and Necro. Yeah. So yeah, Drip Advisor says, got some new walking shoes because the old ones wore out. Finally got around to getting sunglasses. Been a bit more emotional for one reason or another. Took a nice walk. Nice walks are also just an absolutely fantastic way to process things, to just kind of clear your mind. Like, it is crazy how good walks are. So I'm glad you got some new walking shoes and some sunglasses, because you are definitely going to need that when you're out walking, especially if it's either in the morning or later in the, I guess really any time of day, sunglasses are good to have while you're out walking. I like that. I like that. Make him a chicken and name him Garboil. A nice walk is always nice, and a walk was a comforting at least. 50 flavors, but a wide palette. I like it. See, and that's what I figured too, is I'm like, and also kind of what I'm thinking is I want to, so this is just going to be this is just kind of a jumping off point, but I'm kind of thinking the way that I'm going to do this is, as you get further and further into the tomb, I want the monsters to get harder, but I don't necessarily want you to just be seeing new monsters. So I wanted to be able to pick from the spectrum of every monster that's available. But they will get progressively more difficult as you get deeper into the tomb. I also want to make it so that this random number here is not always going to be a random number between 0 and 4, right? I want it to basically be a random number between negative 20 to 4. And so that anything that is 0 and below is just going to be a regular monster. Anything greater than that is going to be an elemental monster. And then as you progress further in the tomb, that negative number in the random number is going to become smaller and smaller. So, maybe to start, it's negative 20 to 4. And then as you get to floor 5, maybe it's negative 15 to 4, negative 10 to 4, negative 5. So the chances of you finding elemental monsters that would inherently be more difficult because you cannot do as much damage to them with certain elements, it would hopefully make it a little bit more interesting in the playthrough. I hope. We'll see. We will see. About 1.5 miles there and back. Ooh, that is a good walk. Just around the neighborhood. Still, I like it. I prefer to walk in, Arboretum? What is the definition of an arboretum? A living museum or specialized botanical garden focused on cultivating, studying, and displaying various species of trees, shrubs, and other woody plants. Well, you learn something new every day. I don't know. I had no idea that was the definition. Well, there we go. Maybe you didn't learn something new every day, but I just learned something new. Good times. Good times. Yeah, cemeteries are also a great place to walk. But a walk is a walk. That's true. Arboretum. Arboretum. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Sounds like a good time, though. I like it. Okay, so random number between 0 and 5. And then we're just going to say game variables.set value 98 plus 911 times 4. Yes. So math floor random, set a random number between 1 and 1. And then, okay, so you are you to you. Then plus, what do I call it again? Element? Element. Plus element. So that way, if it is not an elemental monster, it'll just be normal. And if it is, then it will add to that thing. But yeah. So should right now, as of right now, be picking monster ID 1, which this is what over here. That is what this guy is. Monster 1. And then, depending on if it is going to pick a elemental monster, then we'll pick one of these. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's grab Axel's Wheel of Cheese, and then we're going to come over here and see what happens. Hey, look at that. It spawned this guy. Happy day. And if I try to leave... Hey, there we go. Okay, spawn that guy again. That's fine. That's fine. It may have just been happenstance. Okay. It could still be happenstance. It's just 1 out of 4. Okay, there we go. All right. So we just happened to get three of those exact same gargoyles right back to back to back to back. Back to back to back.
Says, hello. I'm not streaming today, so I'll be sticking around.
Going into the well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I mean, that is said you won't be streaming today, but I do appreciate you being here and sticking around. Thank you. Hopefully, you have an absolutely fantastic week so far. I hope. I know it is almost Friday, so good times there. So yeah, Scoiled is at a 20 stream streak. Scoiled! Thank you so much for streaking here in the stream for 20 streams in a row. I do appreciate that. Remember, everybody, if you're going to streak anywhere, make sure to streak here in the stream. So thank you. Hopefully, you're having an absolutely fantastic week yourself as well. It has a creek running through it as well. Oh, that actually sounds really nice. That sounds like a great place to walk. Okay, so if we just kind of keep going along here, we should keep running into the different guys here, which we are, which is fantastic. That makes me very happy to see. Awesome. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's do... Now that I'm thinking about it, JavaScript. Random number between -5 and +4. I can never remember how to do -5 and positive. Okay, so math floor, math random times math floor random. So simplified, it's saying you could do times 10 minus 5. Okay, all right. It's not too bad. We did tell the little one about the trip today. Ooh. How are they feeling about it? Pretty excited? I mean, I'm hoping and assuming so. Fingers crossed. It would be not great if they're like, I don't want to go. Okay. I'm not streaming today because I'm doing a long stream tomorrow. Oh, nice, nice. That'll be fun, I hope. Fingers crossed it'll be a fun time. I feel like my cap is right around the like 4-hour mark, which maybe isn't great for because I mean, obviously I'm doing this for the hope that maybe one day in the future I'll be able to do this full time. Probably not great to assume that I wouldn't do great after about 4 hours of streaming. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. So to get a random integer from the set, so -4, -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to do max, min, +1, plus min. Okay. So something like this guy. I guess I'll also throw this in there just so I will remember, because random numbers and I are still we're getting there, but I'm still not quite there. The random numbers still trip me up a little bit every now and then when I have to try and remember how to do a random number. So let's just throw a comment in here. So yeah, so it's math floor, math random times. So then it's the maximum amount we want, which would be 4, minus the minimum, which would be -5, plus 1, plus the minimum, which is -5. So with that, you know what I just realized? Yeah, that's gonna error out. That is gonna error out. I'll show you. I'll show you. It's gonna try and show a monster that does not exist. Okay, we probably just got lucky. Maybe not? Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Oh, wait. That's right. I forgot. I forgot that there's some event in this game that just, like, tanks the game when I pull up the console. I don't know why, but it does. Actually, I don't even remember which image layer that is, so never mind. Okay. Huh.
Going to the Inkwell says, RPG Maker Jank go burr.
It's true. The RPG Maker Jank does go burr. I mean, technically it's something that I have done. There's some event in here that I'm assuming goes into some kind of weird loop when I go into the console to check for things, and I don't know which one it is, which isn't great. I'm excited. I think they were more shocked and didn't really believe. I mean, to be fair, if I was a kid as well and it was like, hey, we're going to Japan soon, I'd be like, really? Really? So that makes sense. Story checks out. I streamed for 10 hours once. Oh my god. That is a long time to stream. Holy smokes. Yo! Oh my gosh, 7 stream streak. That is absolutely fantastic. Going into the Inkwell, thank you so much for being here for 7 streams in a row. Thank you, I do appreciate it. Remember, everybody, if you're gonna streak anywhere, make sure you streak here in this stream. I completely fumbled that whole thing, so we're gonna move on now. So how is this not erroring out? That is my question. Because if it's saying, I think next Thursday / Friday will be the real excitement. I can see that 100%. You know, you can just call me Ink or Ivy, right? Oh. Well, I mean, if you would prefer. I didn't want to shortchange your username. So if you're okay with Ink, I can call you Ink. But I didn't want to just assume. But I am down. I'm down for that. I will probably forget, but I'm absolutely down for that. Group Advisor says, homies are here for golf. I'll be back later if you're still streaming. Drip Advisor, I do appreciate that. Hopefully you have an absolute blast at golf. And yeah, we will see you if we're still here. If we're still here, we will see you later. No, he must use your full government name. That's true. I have got to use your entire government-issued name. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, Ink is fine. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. So this is where I'm so confused. Because if it is setting this variable to be -5 to 4, let's just say, for example, if it's setting it to be like -3, then in here it's saying to set a variable to be equal to a random number between, let's say, 1 plus like -3. Which should be like -2 or something, right? Maybe I'm somewhere adjusting how it all works in the code later, where it doesn't accept a negative number. Maybe. What if I change this to be from -5 to just -1? That way there's just a slightly less chance of it spawning an elemental monster. Let's see what happens. It seems to be working just fine. I did not expect it to be working like this. Still way more elemental monsters than I would have expected, given the fact that it should be doing, I guess it's technically right now a 2 out of 5 chance that it would be just a regular gargoyle. Which is still not exactly great odds to just be a regular gargoyle. So, if I come over here and we say, instead of -1, let's just say -4. -4. So this should now be basically a 50-50 chance. Which should be slightly better. So, yeah. So we're still going to see elemental monsters. There should be just as many regular as there are elemental. So far, the story is not checking out. What if... And that one checks out. Wow, that one, huh? Ooh. Well, yeah, we'll, let's just set this back to be, yeah, -8 to +4. Yeah. That should be all right for now. Again, I'll kind of like figure it out later as time keeps going on. We'll kind of get that good balance of spawning just regular monsters enough without going too crazy. What is... Okay, we're in room 40. Room 40, monster, -5. See? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. This is where it's kind of... Okay. See, that's what I figured the issue was going to be. So, here's what we're going to do. Should be easy. Should be very easy. So it shouldn't matter which one to do here. Also... I don't know how that was working. But oh well, we'll figure it out. So basically, here's what we need to do. Whoop, not run over my headphone cord. I must stay awake through Who's Diva stream. Exactly. You gotta stay awake. You got the absolutely fantastic emote, and you need to stay awake because of it. That's an order. That's an order right there. Okay, so basically all we need to do is we just need to say then at this point, if element is less than charging power level. So if element is less than 0, then we just want to say do... No, we'll just say if you are greater than or equal to 0, then do this thing. Else, you need to do this thing without also adding element to the end. Yeah. Stress your eyes. That's not technically sleep. True. True. That's actually what you call gambling. That is you gambling with sleep. If you close your eyes, who knows? Are you going to sleep? Are you not? Only time will tell. So this way we should get more of just the regular monsters without it messing up and not spawning anything. Ooh, I like the gambling. Gambling is always a good time. Okay, so that's the case. Yeah. So we should have a much less likely time that we will, you know, look at that. So we got, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters before we finally hit an elemental gargoyle. And if we go to the next one, see what happens. Look at that, regular gargoyle. So way less likely, but it is still there. So I think that's going to be much better for the enemy spawning. Yeah. Now, what we should be able to do, come over here. I'm going to want to grab slime next. Grab all of that over here. Throw this in here. Lined up. Ooh, actually, that reminds me. I need to check and see, are these lining up with the bricks? Does it look okay? Yeah, that's all lined up. All right, cool. I want to make sure this was actually aligned correctly. Okay. So, let's just kind of merge all that together. We're going to save this as monster 6-1. 6-2. Cool new enemies are giving me power. See, there we go. There we go. I love to hear it. I love to hear it that the new enemies are giving you power. Wake up. Let the enemies fill you with power. That's what I mean. With power. We'll let them fill you with power. 7-2. Going to be 8-1. Yeah, I figure I'll go through all of the animating off stream just because it's going to be very boring stuff. I mean, I could do some of them on stream. For most of them, especially like this slime, it's literally just going to be like me taking the slime from like here and like squishing it down and then having like the bottom of it kind of like squish out a little bit. So, you know, nothing that crazy. Nothing that crazy. Okay, you are going to be enemy 9-1. And enemy 9... Ooh. Last but not least, the blighted slime. Going to be monster 10-1. I think I just erased the 1 on that thing. We'll see what happens. Save this as monster N2. Okay, we come back over here, refresh, go to monster. Nine, 10. Okay, so we need to go to, yeah, so monster 01. It's gonna be monster 10-1. There we go. Okay, so back over here. We then just need to come back over to enemies. We can get rid of all of these guys. And they basically do the exact same thing. We just want to say, slime. Burning slime. Hardened slime. Ripping slime. And blighted slime. And we can also, the great thing about it too is we can also adjust the stuff about these slimes per element as well. It's like if we want to have the hardened slime have like double HP or something compared to like a normal slime or a burning slime, great. Or be like, okay, the hydro slime, so the dripping slime, maybe you have to get like roll super high in your dex saving throw to be able to escape them. So basically what we need to do now to be able to add monsters is I obviously get the graphics in place. I come in here and I make the 5 new monsters here, and then I just come over here to common events and I change this to be a random number between 2 plus 1 plus element. Okay, yeah, so as long as I set that to 2, it should now set a random number between 1 and 2, and then it should pick either between a slime or a gargoyle. So let's kind of start exploring and see what happens. All right, that is kind of wild, That's fine. See what happens after this one. Fingers crossed it's something other than a burning gargoyle. That just seems way too crazy of a happenstance. 3 burning gargoyles. Like, the chances of that are so... What is happening? How are there so many? But then, like, then that guy appears, and I'm like, how? How did we have four burning gargoyles?
The Inkwell says, the universe, screw you specifically.
I know, right? The chances of that happening are so small. That's crazy. All right, well, let's see if we can get a freaking slime though. Why are there so many burning slime or burning gargoyles? Okay, first of all, why are there so many gargoyles? That's what I'm currently wondering. Okay, did I do something wrong? Times 2 plus 1. Someone call Greg Wiseman. His show is leaking. I don't know who that is. Who's Greg Wiseman? Greg Wiseman. American writer, producer, and voice actor. Oh! He made Gargoyle. I get it now. It's a reference to a show on Disney from the 90s. I do get that now. I have not thought of gargoyles in a very long. Spawn, nothing. Okay. So if random number 912. So if 912 is greater than 0, if you're equal to 0, spawn nothing. If you're less than 0, do this. Okay, and then you are 912. It's a peak show. I do remember really liking it as a kid. I don't remember a whole lot from it, but I do remember liking it. Something seems off about this spawning. Like, How can there be so many gargoyles and no slime? Especially, how are there so many elemental gargoyles? It should literally be like, I think there's supposed to be like a 75% chance of it being a non-elemental, but there are so many burning gargoyles. That's what I'm just like, what? Okay, so obviously there's definitely weird things going on with the spawning of the slimes. Okay. Set element to equal math floor math.random or minus -8 plus 1 plus -8. I think I'm gonna be doing that wrong. Like, I have to be. All right, Google, what else do you have to say here? Okay, random number. Do we want negative? Let's just say, like, yeah, like -8 to +4. Let's see. Okay. Why would it suggest GitHub? Like I get there's probably a reference on GitHub somewhere in here, but it's just like, okay. I mean, I guess technically there is an example. Let's see here. Yes, this is basically saying the exact same things. Yeah, so it's math floor, math random, times the max, which would be 4, minus the minimum, which is -8, plus 1, and then plus minimum. Okay, all right, whatever. So is it here then? Then math floor, math random.
Going to the inkwell says, very worth going back to as an adult, MHO.
I probably should. I probably should do that. Because again, it has been a very long time since I've watched. Then am I doing that right then? Let's see here. I'm pretty sure we would say, so maybe that's potentially the problem. I'm doing the random number here oddly. So this one is saying basically the exact same thing. So it's random number times. Then we want to have the max, which is 2, minus the minimum, which is 1, plus 1. Get rid of you. Math floor, math.random. Got you. That's the maximum minus the minimum, plus 1. and then plus the minimum, which would be 1. And plus the element. The element is what's going to then be equal to either -8 through +4. This is only if element is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Okay, I just want to double check here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. And over here, got 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's see what happens. Again, like I said, random numbers and I are still kind of iffy. Okay. All right. Still giving us burning gargoyles. A lot of them too. Okay, there's a regular gargoyle. Burning gargoyle. Like there's so many. But there shouldn't. There's got to be something weird going on that I just am not catching. Let's come over here. Let's check the variables. Room 1, so monster. We've got monster is 1, 2, 5. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 2, 0. Doesn't exist. 1, 6. Oh, room 9. That should actually have a wait. We were in room 9. Okay, whatever. Let's see. 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, 1, 1, -1. So that's where the thing is. 3. Wait, is that actually a monster of 6 in room 20? Let's go find out. And of course, I went the wrong direction. If we go to room 20, is that actually going to have a slime? That's 17, 18, 19, 20. Need to go, I'm hoping, just up and over. Of course. I gotta get to this room right here. Come on. I just want to see if this is going to be a freaking slime or not. Okay. So it is spawning slimes. Very, very rarely. What's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is I could watch it and be like, oh, this isn't as good as I thought it would. But I think it's still probably pretty good. Question: do you have a seething hatred to anything resembling a default asset RPG Maker game UI? Do I have a seething hatred to anything resembling a default asset RPG Maker game UI? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. I don't think there's anything wrong with using anything default for RPG Maker. I will say, if you want a game to stand out more, you will probably not want to use the default RPG Maker, just because anybody who's making a game in RPG Maker has access to those assets, and most people who make a game in RPG Maker are not going to take the time to replace those assets. And so the issue with that is not necessarily what I think, it's not necessarily what anybody else thinks. The issue is going to be it will not stand out at all because it's going to look like anything else that used the default RPG Maker, character packs, the tile sets, anything like that, even the UI. There are some things that are just fine, right? Like it's not going to be the end of the world if you use them, especially if you're like learning how to make a game and you use the default stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I would say probably the only time that you need to worry about actually changing the default assets is, one, when you are wanting to make something that you want to like put out there to stand apart from everything else. And two, if you are after you have gone through all of like the actual learning how you actually want to make a game, right? Because there's nothing worse than putting a whole bunch of time into creating a bunch of assets or finding a bunch of new assets, putting them all in there, and then you get like partway through the project and you're like, and then you move on. It's a lot of extra time that could have been spent doing something else. So I would actually say, and I would encourage that if you are either experimenting with something, you're learning with something, or whatever it is, make sure that you are using the default RPG Maker assets. There's not a whole lot of point to replace them unless you are getting to that point where you're like, okay, I'm making this thing that I want it to be unique. Let's start finding something new. And the great thing about RPG Maker as well is that it is very easy to just go in and replace the stuff. Like you could have an entire tile set that you're using that's just with RPG Maker, and then so long as you just come here and you replace everything, you would have to like replace it perfectly with everything in here, but you could just come in here, just change the tile set, and then it'll change across all the maps. Now, true, if you don't put everything exactly in its place, you will have to go through and update all the maps, but it's probably less time than you would spend going through, finding new tile sets, finding new character sets, finding new music, sound effects, background noises, all of that stuff, to then also going back and then being like, I'm done with this project, and then moving on, because then it's like, well, then you spend all that time doing all the art to then not have it do anything like that. So use the default assets that RPG Maker comes with is what I would say. And then if you're going to get into the point where like you're wanting to release it in some way, shape, or form, whether free or paid, then you would want to look into actually replacing those assets. So that's what I would recommend. Nice and true, a commercial game definitely benefits from novelty. True. And again, not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with using the default RPG Maker assets at all. It's just as soon as you do that and you make that decision to not replace anything in the game, you're like, and I've said this before, there's three key things you want to have with your game, and it is the graphics, you want to have story, and characters. Pretty sure those are the three things, as I've said before. And you need to have at least two of those three things. So if you have an amazing story with great characters, most people are not going to care about the graphics, right? No, like most people are not going to care, oh, this looks like every other RPG Maker game, because other people are going to play it and they're going to be like, okay, I know it looks like every other RPG Maker game out there, but it is crazy how good the story is. It's crazy how good these characters are. And so you have that. Or if it's a so-so story or a so-so characters, you're going to want to make sure the graphics then set it apart. And I'm not saying that they have to be like AAA crazy graphics, like something that will set it apart, that people will see it and be like, oh. So you want to make sure you have at least two of those three things, and that's going to help in just so many ways of like getting your game further than most other games. Indeed. Also, I resubscribed, dude. Going into the sorry, Ink. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now I'm trying to remember. Are you here? I can't remember if you were here or not. Let's go check. Hold up. Documents. GitHub. Subscriber pet project. don't see you on here. Well then, we can get you added very easily. Go. And apply. Okay. And we now have 17, right? Yes. Let's copy that, paste that, save that. And then if we come over to here, pull that down, refresh. Somewhere on here, there should be a going into the inkwell. Somewhere, obviously. Don't know why. I can't see your name. Ugh. Oh, you're right here. You're right here. You are the, I believe that is the, is that Coop Dog? I think that's Coop Dog with, the bow tie, or the necktie. There we go. Good times. Good times. Lamau, my username trips you up. It really does. It really does, Ink. You misspelled it. No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. It has been like this the whole time. It's go into the inkwell, not going. I don't know why I always say going into the inkwell. Yeah, it's that's my bad. There we go. It's fixed. It's fixed. You are now no longer Coop Dog. You are now wherever you are. Somewhere on here. I need to figure a better way to have the names not be so crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Oh, look at that. You are a poltergeist with a bow tie. Good times. Great times. Go think in the well. Exactly. Go think in the well. Go think in the well. It's okay. It makes me laugh. I'm glad it makes you laugh and doesn't irritate you. That makes me happy to know. Okay. What is happening here? What can we do here for the random numbers?
Hawk's pawn turned Moon Man into a chicken.
Oh my goodness, I'm a chicken. Hello, Pong Spawn. Welcome, glad you're here. I am now realizing the issue. I'm realizing what the issue is. It's because... oh my God. Okay. So, it's because I'm telling it to set a number to be a random number between 1 and 2, right? Do you know what the number 2 is? The number 2 monster is the burning gargoyle. And so when I'm telling it to pick a random number between 1 and 2, it's then picking either regular gargoyle or burning gargoyle, with a very small chance of it being anything else. Okay. So, yeah, indeed. I think what we need to do is I just need to say we need another guy right here. Basically, this is going to be const monster is going to equal this between 2 minus 1 plus 1. It's max, min, plus 1, plus min. Yeah. Then we're going to say set you to equal so we want you to equal monster RPG Maker has evolved so much since I last used it. It's good times, isn't it? It's great times. Power of JavaScript right here. So we essentially need this to be 1, 5, 10, 15. Right? Be 1. No, 1, 6, 11, 16, so on and so forth. So, we'll just say monster times 5? If you're 1 times 5 would be, nope, that's not. Because this random number is going to be a random number between 1 and however many monsters we have. 1 through 50, let's just say. And then this basically needs to skip any of the elemental variants in between. So would you then be... Drip Advisor has returned. Welcome, Drip Advisor. Welcome. Glad you're here. Golf with friends went well, but my homies ended up only being up for a round. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You know, a little bit of golf still. It is fun. It is fun. I hope you had a good time, though. I hope you had a good time. Fair and valid. That is very fair and valid. Okay, so we need you to be in increments of 5. Starting at 1. So we need you to be equal to because it needs to be 1, 6, 11, 16, so on and so forth. But we need you to be negative 4 plus monster times 5. So you'd either be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's just say, for example, if you were monster 5, so you'd be negative 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, positive 1. Okay, so I think we need you to be equal to negative 4 plus monster times 5. And then plus the element. I think. Pretty sure. So then you would be negative 4 plus monster times 5. I think. I won for once. Ooh, nice. Congratulations. Very nicely done. I can't decide if I want to learn bevy or mess around on guitar. I'm going to say bevy. That's what I would say anyway. Let's see. Pon says, this feels like it's being overcomplicated, but let's roll with it. It definitely is. I know that I'm definitely overcomplicating it. So basically the reason why I'm doing this is because I have my my bestiary here, and basically the way that I want to have it work is I want there to be a regular monster, so you'd have like a regular gargoyle, and then there would be 4 elemental variants after that. So you'd have a fire, a earth, a water, and a like a necro. So a burning, a hardened, a dripping, and a blighted variant of that. And then after that, then you have a regular slime, and then 4 elemental variants of that slime, so on and so forth. So every 5th monster is going to be the regular one. So you got gargoyle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one, so on and so forth. And so then when we're randomly choosing a monster to spawn, we want it to be, so it first picks a monster to be between, as of right now, between 1 and 2, but eventually it will be a random number between like 1 and 50, however many monsters we have in the game. And then this is picking the element of that monster. That's going to be -8 through +4. So anything that is 0 and below is just going to be a normal monster. And then anything that is a positive integer, so 1, 2, 3, 4, is going to be one of the 4 elements. So then when it goes to spawn it, we just need to say, if element is greater than or equal to 0, we just want to say, set this to be equal to -4 plus monster, so that's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all so on and so forth, times 5. That should be good. What the?
Welcome Zedashaw and your 33 amazing audience members.
Zedashaw, thank you so much for that raid. I do appreciate that. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Hope you had an absolutely fantastic stream. Really quickly, Zedashaw, just in case, if you need, I do appreciate the raid, but if you get a raid and run, no worries at all. No worries at all there. But I do appreciate that. How did your stream go? Would absolutely love to hear what you got going on. And also, really quick, we are going to do a shout out to Zedashaw. So thank you so much for that raid. Remember, everybody, if you have not already followed Zedashaw, make sure to get over there and make sure to give a follow. Absolutely appreciate it. So thank you so much. To anyone who's new here, first of all, welcome. My name is Moonwood Games. We're working on a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG.
Says, you know what else is leaking? Ghouls and Ghosts, Capcom.
That's true. That's true. There are going to be some of those. Yes, we're working on a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG where the combat is based off of a blackjack. So kind of the whole general idea of the game is you are going through this tomb and fighting monsters, collecting items, all that fun stuff. So as of right now, we are trying to get the monster spawning working. So we are going to see what happens when I switch rooms. I've set the spawn rate to be basically 100%. So anytime I go to a new room, there should be a monster. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, that's a slightly better outcome than we were getting. There's a slime. That's better. What happens next? What happens next? We've got a slime. We've got a regular gargoyle. All right, that's good. That's good. What happens when we go to the next room? Regular gargoyle. All right. Let's see what happens in the next room. Of course, no monster. Of course, no monster. Okay, so this is a... That's right. For some reason, I was like, why are we still getting so many elemental slimes? We're not. This is the standard slime. This is a regular slime right there. That is a regular gargoyle. I think this is actually looking like it might be spawning the monsters correctly with a few every now and then elemental. So there is a water gargoyle. There we go. I actually think that we fixed it. I think I finally found the issue to the spawning. And now instead of getting a whole bunch of freaking burning gargoyles, we are now getting actual spawning of the correct amount of gargoyles and spawns. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. Oh my gosh. Again, Bonbon, you are not wrong in saying that I definitely overcomplicated it. But RPG Maker does not exactly make it easy to do stuff like this. So you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see. Zedashaw says, thanks, man. My stream went well. Absolutely fantastic. Love to hear it. If you've got anything you want to share publicly, would absolutely love to have you share. If not, totally understandable. And again, like I said, if you got a raid and run, I know that after a long stream, there's things you got to take care of. Maybe you got to go to the bathroom. Maybe you got to go get some food. Maybe you got to go get some sleep. Whatever it may be, whatever it is. I do appreciate the stream, though. I appreciate the raid from your stream, and so thank you for that. Anyways, yeah, so to anyone new here, again, if this seems like a project that would be interesting to you at all, would absolutely love a follow. If not, totally understandable, and I just appreciate you being here. So But yeah, so really quickly, like I said, is a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG, kind of going for like a very retro vibe here. So like think kind of late 80s, early 90s computer RPG-esque kind of stuff going on here. So it is a roguelite, and so you're not exactly meant to come in here and just win the game outright. You're kind of meant to go through like different runs, and you know, upgrade your character. There's a whole skill tree. There's these perks that add buffs and debuffs to your characters, and yeah, so hopefully should be a good time. We've been working on this for a while now. We're getting very close to getting a playable demo out. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Eventually there will be a whole you know, storyline with characters and quests and all that fun stuff. For the playable demo, it will just be you in the tomb, just fighting monsters, playing blackjack, all that fun stuff. And then, you know, seeing as how far you can go, and then eventually getting to the point where you know, we will have the whole story, the quest line, and all that fun stuff. So anyway, yeah, so nothing else though. Again, like I said, I am glad that you're here. So let's see. Okay, so we do have the monsters spawning correctly now, it seems. Should I double down on a 16? No, that's a terrible hand to double down on. Just stand on a 16. 14, 25. Your soft hand cannot save you, frickin' gargoyle. I kind of want to double down on the 15. Ooh, that was a good double down. That was a good time. Let's split on the 6s. Oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. I was like, why did it double draw on this hand? It's because of this guy right here. So these fists pack an extra powerful punch when you get a blackjack, but you may draw 2 cards on accident. So you will do 3x damage if you get a blackjack, but you do have a 2% chance of drawing an additional card. So that is why I drew 2 cards there, because I hit that 2% chance of drawing an additional card. But the way that the splits work in this game is, even if you have one hand that is technically busting up here, this hand could still save it. So I'm just gonna stand, because I don't think I want to take a hit on here and risk busting here. Although I do wonder if can I hit? Okay, good. That is fit. Okay. Let's stand on a 16. Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, everybody, cross your fingers. Evens or odds? I'm kind of thinking evens. So if we win this dice roll, we get to attack. If we lose, we get attacked. Let's see. Yeah, an RPG Maker of all things. True. That is true. This is all done in RPG Maker, which is fun. Vaguely reminds me of Doom. I can see it. Seen this a few months ago on your YouTube, pretty sure. I thought it was an interesting project, even though I don't use RPG Maker. Well, I'm glad that you found it interesting. Yeah, it's that's the hope, is that, you know, people will see it and kind of be like, oh, that seems interesting enough, and, you know, either follow along over on Twitch or over on YouTube, you know, whichever it may be, or wishlist the game too. I always do appreciate a wishlist over on Steam. So if you have not yet, here, let me just do that really quickly. So if you have not wishlisted yet, there is a link. I guess I should point there, not over here. So there's a link to be able to wishlist the game on Steam. So if this seems like something you'd be interested in, and even if you don't want to watch the development process of it all, you can at least wishlist it so you'll know when the demo is available, and then also, you know, being able to see when the full game comes out as well. Sorry, I opened my wallet because I was fidgeting with it, and my license was all askew, and so now I'm having to fix it. Okay, I'm done. We're gonna do evens. Let's see what happens with the evens. Oh, dang it! No bueno. Lost that whole thing. My health is fine though. I shouldn't have to worry about that. Soft 13. Let's double down on the soft 13. Oh, double down 21. That is what I'm talking about. I like it. Although, isn't the double down supposed to double my damage? I thought it was supposed to. What I was thinking anyway. I might need to check on that. Ooh, look at that guy. Okay, so the monster spawning does seem like it's working now. So if I come over here, I'm just going to finish adding the rest of the monsters in here, and then we're gonna get the other thing working. The mini boss. The mini boss we're gonna get working. I was like, I know that I'm thinking of the thing that I need to fix, and I could not think of the thing that I need to fix. It's the mini-boss that we need to fix. Okay, let's do this really quickly. All right, so we got the elemental.
Aristinic says, if a member of the royal family flushes the toilet, is it considered a royal flush?
I think so. I think that is considered a royal flush right there. Absolutely, 100%. Welcome, Nick. Welcome. Glad you're here. How's your week going so far, by the way? Let's come down here to the monsters. This is going to be monster 11-1 and also 11-2. Because again, like I said, eventually I will be adding the animation frames, but for now, we're just going to keep it simple. Oh my gosh. You know what I just had the craziest craving for? Red vines. I don't know why, but red vines sounds so good right now. Got to get me some red vines. Actually, here's a question. Does anybody like black licorice? Personally, I love it. I love black licorice. Ooh, not 3. Not 3. No. 13-1. This has 13-2. And Ink says, boo! No, okay, never mind. Sorry. I thought you were trying to scare Nick, but that was more of a boo. I get that now. That makes way more sense. I was like, why are we trying to scare Nick here? This makes no sense. But that makes way more sense. It is a boo from the crowd. It is a boo, you suck kind of a thing going on, you know? Going to be a 15-1 and a 15-2. Go. We got a hi, hello, I'm good. Only 3 days of school this week. It's not bad. That is not bad at all. Supervisor just says just heard geese flying overhead at 10 p.m. That is a weird time for geese to be flying. Usually, at least over here at my house, all the geese are already in the pond by then, so they must be getting in late from their flight. This sounds like a job for the Winchester. Get that Winchester out there and make those geese regret ever flying overhead at 10 p.m. I'd like to try it, never had a chance to. Try shooting geese? You should try it sometime. Lamau. Oh, black licorice is what you mean. I was like, I mean, I feel like not many people could say they have tried shooting geese, but the black licorice is what you're talking about. Black licorice, best. I would agree, Chief Multihat. I would agree. I do love me some good black licorice. Black licorice would hit different. It does. It really does. The flight was delayed. Those blasted delayed flights for those blasted geese. It's adorable. Oh, I know, right? Look at this. Look at this freaking little guy. This little elemental. Yeah, what's really funny is, like, I wanted so badly to go for, like, a very dark, gritty feel to the game, which, like, there is still gonna be, like, a bit of, like, a dark and gritty to it, but I'm also just like, there's nothing wrong with having some, like, more kind of fun, cute little monsters, so, yeah. And then, of course, we've got the Rubble Golem. Grab all of those layers, we come over here, face that guy. There we go. No, I meant the Winchester brothers from Supernatural. I thought you were talking about, like, pulling out a Winchester and shooting the geese. Okay, that makes even more sense. I'm sorry, my brain is all over the place tonight, and I am so sorry. That is my bad. That is my bad. Wait. Oh my gosh, why do I keep replacing the 1? I need to leave 16-2. The Burning Rubble Golem. 17-1. And 17-2. I'm not shooting any geese. Okay, I figured that one out. Wait, why is he handsome in this stream? I know, right? Look at this guy. Look at this handsome guy right there. So handsome. Why are you handsome in this stream? I'm not shooting. Nor do I own a Winchester's. Fair. Well, I have an air rifle. That might work to make the geese mad. I can see that. I can see it making the geese mad. Okay, so which ones did I just do? So we have, okay, all right. So we still need to do all of these. So it's 18, 19, 20. Okay. 18. 18-2. 19. And 19-2. And last but not least, we've got 20-1, 20-2. The reason why I'm saving 2 of these each time is because this is going to be used for animation frames. So I'm literally just going to have 2 frames of animation on all the monsters. But I need to like reserve the frames and then I'll go in and animate them. Okay, so I have all those added. Now we need to come over to here to enemies. Yep. What was this next guy? The Elemental. Elemental. Yeah. Elemental. I'm going to go through, I'm going to set up all the health points and stuff like that later, but now we'll just do that. So, Elemental, next we have the Burning Elemental. We have the Hardened Elemental. We've got the Dripping Elemental. And again, if anyone has better names for these guys versus like, you know, the Burning, the Hardened, the Dripping, and the, I forgot what I called it again. Blighted. The Blighted Element. Because I am trying to avoid just saying it's a Pyro Elemental, a Geo Elemental, a Hydro Elemental, and a Necro Elemental. I'm trying to avoid that. But if we need to, I might just go in and just do that. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Rubble Golem. Got the Burning Rubber Golem. Rubble, not rubber. Hardened Rubble Golem. Ripping Rubble Golem. And the Blighted Rubble Golem. There we go. I was referencing Sam and Dean Winchester. If you've ever seen Supernatural, funny enough, I have actually never seen Supernatural. Maybe one of these days I will watch it, but I've never actually seen it. I've seen parts, but I've never like sat down and watched it. Lamau, don't shoot geese. The rest of the flock will attack you. True. That is true, especially not with an air rifle. That would make things even worse. In Supernatural, 2 brothers, Sam and Dean Winchester, hunt paranormal. One could say supernatural thing. So wait. So are you saying the geese are supernatural because they're flying at 10 p.m.? Now I'm trying to figure out why you're bringing up supernatural. Counterpoint, geese are always mad. Fair. From math, I got 96% because I forgot the effing minus sign. That happens. I was trying to imply some paranormal stuff going. Okay, that makes more sense. Chaos Elemental. Could go with Chaos. Chaos would be kind of fun. A Damp Elemental. Element 1, Element 2, etc. Could go with that as well. We'll figure it out. Chaos is kind of fun, though. But it does have to be things related to Pyro, Geo, Hydro, and Necro. Because basically, so we're not just kind of like grabbing whatever elements. The elements are directly related to the player's attack element, right? So the attack elements are the Pyro, Hydro, Necro, and Geo. Pyro, Geo, Hydro, Necro. There we go. Because, and the reason why we do have the different elemental variants of these monsters is because, say for example, if you just come across a slime, any of your attacks are going to do, you know, just as much damage as the other one, depending on how much they do. But there is going to be a strength/weakness, you know, to certain elements, right? So say for example, you know, if your pyro does 5 damage and you're then going up against some kind of geo monster, you know, so if you're going up against a hardened elemental, it will then do maybe like 150% damage, right? So instead of doing 5 damage, it's going to do 8 damage. But if you are going against something that is strong against pyro, say for example, if you are going against something that is necro elemental monster, then you would do half damage. Or no, sorry, none if it's strong against it, because there's just weak against, which is pyro is strong against geo strong against hydro strong against necro, and necro strong against pyro. So there's all of that, but then the monsters will be strong against the same element. So if you are fighting a geo elemental element, a geo element elemental, then if you attack with a geo attack, then it's going to do like half damage because you are doing geo damage to a geo monster kind of thing. So that is why I would need them to be the same 4 elements. So the fire, earth, water, and undead, whatever necro would be. Yeah. So that's why I need those to be those 4 same. And then I'm like trying to think of a way to not just say this is a pyro elemental, this is a geo elemental, which we could absolutely just do that. But I was kind of wanting to go with something a little bit more fun and different. But who knows? We could just go in and say this is a pyro slime, this is a geo slime, this is a hydro slime, this is a necro slime. It's not the end of the world. Like we could absolutely do that. So I was trying to find like some kind of way to like reference the element with it being able to then go across the board, which is why I kind of ended up with burning, hardened, dripping, and blighted, because I was like, they kind of line up, but maybe that'll be weird and confusing. So maybe we do just need to go in and just say, this is a pyro gargoyle, this is a hydro gargoyle, a geo gargoyle, all that stuff. So we'll see. Let's see here. The fire elemental could be the toasty elemental. That'd be kind of fun. Actually, kind of like that. So do normals have no weakness / strength? Yes. So if you come across just a normal monster, oh, that's right. I need to update this really quickly. Hold up. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to go to here, and it's going to be set a random number between 1 and 4. Monster and element. Yes. Okay. There's 4 monsters, 5 elements. Okay, so if we come in here, well, let's just take the Mathra's Ale-Soaked Gauntlets, and let's go find a monster. So this is a regular slime, right? Yeah, so the regular monsters will not have any specific strength or weakness. Whatever damage you do here, so all of my elemental damage is just 1 right now. And so if I were to do so, this would do 1 pyro damage, 1 geo damage. But let's go to the next room, see if there's a elemental. Okay, so this is just a regular, because again, like in the beginning few floors, it should be mostly just regular monsters. And then as you get deeper and deeper into the tomb, there will be more of a chance of you fighting the actual different element types, which then will, you know, require you to have a little bit more diversity in your damage that you're doing across these different elements. But anyway, yeah, so to answer your question, yes, if it is just a regular standard monster with no elemental anything to it, then nothing really. Failed to load monster 14-1. What? What are you talking about? Oh, 14 dash. What is happening here? 14-1.png. Ooh, smokes, that thing was all sorts of out of whack. That's better. Anywho, that's all of that. So I do pyro, geo, hydro, aero, and ether. Well, I mean, so I'm not really looking to change the elements anymore, just because the elements are already pretty set in stone. Like basically everything in the game I kind of already have set up modeled around the 4 elements. So like say for example with the dice, so all the dice are linked to the 4 elements. You got your pyro, your geo, your hydro, and your necro dice. You've got items that are linked to the 4 elements. You've got the actual just 4 elements here with the character. With the skill tree, these are all linked to elements. So you got like the Pyro ward, the Geo ward, the Hydro ward, the Necro ward. So in terms of like the actual elements themselves, those are pretty set in stone. I don't think I'm going to be changing those. It's more of just like how I'm going to name the monsters. I do Inferno for fire, and we could do that as well. Yeah, we could do something like we could call it like an Inferno gargoyle, an Inferno elemental, something like that. See, Jughead Studios says, new here. First of all, welcome. Glad you're here. See, your first time chatter says, is this all your own engine? No. So this is RPG Maker MV. So I don't know if you've ever used RPG Maker, but yeah, this is just RPG Maker MV with a lot of custom JavaScript and plugins and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. But yeah, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Hopefully you're having a good time here. Yeah. I appreciate you being here. RPG Maker. Bad Forest Carp, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. Oven baked, blown over, waterlogged lights. I like that. All right, I'm back from ads. I'm glad you're back from ads. All right, I'm head out now. Ink, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you hopefully in a future stream. And yeah, I do appreciate you being here. So hopefully the rest of your week goes well for you. I do Inferno for fire or Infernal. That'd be nice too. Crazy Cowboy Games says, how about the 5th element, Mila Jovovich? Why does that name sound familiar? Why does that sound familiar? American actress and singer. Oh my God. From 5th Element. That went so far over my head, I'm surprised that I still have a roof over. That. Okay, that was a good one. That was a good one. Okay. Fascio? What does that mean? What's fascio? What are we talking about? Necro could be reanimated. That'd be kind of fun. So the only potential issue with directly relating to like revived, reanimated, undead kind of a thing like that is we are going to have things like skeletons, potentially zombies. And so saying something like reanimated or undead, if we call it like zombie, it'll be like a reanimated zombie, but it's like a zombie's already. So maybe we could just like rename it, instead of calling it a zombie, maybe call it like a corpse. And so you'd have like a reanimated corpse. But then if it's non-elemental, yeah, I don't know. I might just go back and just rely on it just being, I might just go with the 4 elements and just call it a pyro slime, hydro, whatever I called this guy. Maybe we'll just do that. Maybe. Movie. It's a movie. I completely forgot about the 5th element. All right, if I'm being completely honest, I did forget. Multipass. Jesse says, zombie. It could be a zombie, or it could be a zombie. Grape, cherry, lime, raspberry. It'd be so fitting. And original. There we go. Yeah, original, grape, cherry, lime, raspberry. That'd be a good way to go about it. Nothing but references. Nothing but references was the best way to go. That was a good hand. I'm gonna stand on a 15. Dang it! Ooh, okay. That was a freaking lucky double draw. Not gonna lie. Soft 20? I'm going with the soft 20. Oh, take that, you freaking slime. Here we go. There we go. Something related to Hades. You have a related to Hades as well. No worries, man. No. I appreciate you being a bit good sport about. Sometimes I do not get the references instantly, and I have to Google it, and then I realize, yeah, it just took me Zombie equals walkers in The Walking Dead. True. Which is so funny. An entire zombie show, and they never call them zombies. They're always just referred to as walkers. So sad. All right, well. We got the monsters in here, so that's good. We're good to go. I don't even want to fight this guy anymore. I had a 19 and he got a 20. Screw you, you freaking gargoyle. Screw you. All right. Show. Yeah, so we got the monsters in here. All the monsters are good to go. The new spawning feels good. So, yeah. Let's see here. Revenant definition. Revenant is a person who returns after a long absence. Ooh. I really like that. Revenant gargoyle. Revenant slime. Revenant elemental. Revenant rubble golem. The RRG. I might throw that in here. Revenant. Revenant. I'm gonna throw that in there just to remember. Yeah, I like that. So for the mini boss, as of right now, if I remember right, the mini boss doesn't do anything, like at all. Let's just go like -5 to -3. Sure. We're gonna turn off enemy spawning. Let's go find the mini boss. We gotta go to room. That's right. I don't think I have marked on the map where the mini boss is. I think I can still attune to the glyph though, so I can find the mini boss still that. There is that. If we open the door and then we go through, it literally just shows a card and then nothing happens. I think we can essentially just tap into the same combat as everything else. But 75. Where's that coming from? It should be pulling from a monster. Oh, that's right, because they're down here. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna have to go way above this. That's right. I am now remembering how I was going to do the elements. The way that I'm doing it now works, but the way I was going to do it was I was gonna say Monster 1 would be the regular gargoyle. Monster 101 would be the pyro gargoyle. 201 would be the geo gargoyle. 301, 401, so on and so forth. And so I was just barely going. I was basically going to take this times 100. Oh my gosh. That's how I was going to do it, but this works just as well. So this is totally fine. Now I do need to take into consideration how many monsters are we going to have versus where do we need to put the mini bosses? Let's do this. So let's just say, for example, if we have 50 monsters and there are 5 variants, that's 250 monsters. I kind of want to add some headroom just in case. Because who knows? I may end up making more than 50. And I don't want to hit the cap of being like, well, I have set up my system to not allow me to have more than just 50 monsters, accounting for all the elements as well. So, I think what I need to do what if we just put the mini bosses starting at 501? What would that be? 500 divided by 5. Yeah, 100. That would make sense. It's 50 monsters is 250. So that, yeah. Doubling it up to 100 monsters is where we might go with that. Because I feel like...
Thanks for the follow, Jughead Studios.
Jughead Studios, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Was going to code and have you up, but I think I'm too tired to think. I get that. I get it. Yeah, no worries. Okay. So let's just say, for example, if we, I highly doubt I'm going to do more than 100 monsters. That would be kind of a lot to not only like think of design ideas, but then also like creating all the art for it and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be closer to 50 plus the elemental variants plus the mini bosses. So let's just say, just to be on the safe side, let's come down here. So 501. So 1 through 501. Yeah. We would need to start the mini bosses after 501. Let's just go with like 600. I highly doubt we're gonna have that many mini bosses, floor guardians. So let's just this in there, and we're just gonna call this one floor guardians. Here we go. That's how you spell that right there. Okay, this will be the first floor guardian, Danathar. I don't know on the name, but we're gonna call him Danathar. That's what I had before. 101, let's just get rid of you. Go. I think that should be more than enough. You know? 100 monsters? Yeah, that's way more than enough overhead. Even if I wanted to, like, eventually release, after the full game releases, more monsters, you know? I don't know. DLC even. Who knows? I think up to 100 monsters is more than enough. So. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We will save more monsters for Tomb of Vercilias 2 or something. If I somehow add more than 100 monsters, I will be shocked, and I can kick myself then.
As he turned Moon Man
Oh my goodness!
Chicken.
I do be a chicken. Hello, everybody. I'm a chicken. Bok bok. Bok bok. Bok bok bok. Okay. Okay, so floor guardian 505. Starting at 505 is the floor guardian. Let's see here. So how the freak am I even doing this? That's the real question. Is I don't even remember how I was doing this. Okay, so we can get rid of you. I need to start going through and just like erasing things, you know? There's so many things on this page that I probably don't need, that I just need to get rid of. Okay, so you are like the keyboard test input. I'm gonna keep you, because yeah. Saving throw. Okay, so mini boss card draws. So this is all the old stuff here. We do not need this anymore, though. This is all the old stuff. We can get rid of that. Same thing, I'm pretty sure, with here, the monster card draws. This is all old news. We can get rid of that. Player damage. Card draws / attack. This is also old news. This is all the old stuff. Yeah. All right, delete that. Orb animation. Room decor animation. Monster animation. Menu, skill tree. Item tooltips. Okay. Saving throw. This is all just action button. So usually if I have something set to action button, that means it's a old event that used to do something that I don't think does anything anymore. So I'm just going to start throwing things that I'm like, I don't think I need this anymore, but I'm going to hold on to it for just a little bit longer up into this corner. What about you? Cropping. Okay, so I can eventually get rid of this. This was my testing to see if I could like crop pictures in real time, which I can, and I have that in another spot, but I'm going to hold on to that for quick reference. This guy. I won't technically need, well, actually, I might still need that. This one I don't think I need though. Go picture Portal Puzzle 3. I don't think I need that one either. What? Oh yeah, this was me experimenting with the self switches to see if I could name a self switch whatever I wanted to, and you can. We're going to call this one a self switch test. Sure, I'm going to turn off caps lock as well. We can eventually delete that, but for now I'm going to keep that there. Action button, inner energy reveal, center energy reveal, outer energy reveal. Pretty sure that's one I can also get rid of, because this one is just action button. Yeah. You parallel process. So portal puzzle. Okay, so I probably need to keep you. You are Yahtzee. We're probably going to get rid of this one entirely. I'm going to keep it there just for now. New card system. That is all action button, which means all of this should be able to be deleted. New card system part 2. You are also action key, so I think you can also be deleted. Anchor test. Okay, this is to be able to change the anchor points on an image, which could very well be useful. I'm going to put that there. You... Here if A is on. I'm pretty sure this can be deleted. I'm going to throw you up there. Okay, hold card mechanic. This one is the drawing a line mechanic. We need that. Draw an attack. Okay. Monster draw. You. Even, odd, flash screen. This is another one that I'm pretty sure we don't need. Draw an attack back. This is also action button, so you should be able to be deleted. Holy smokes, I have no idea. Then if a name ends with -1 or -1, pretty sure that's another one that can be deleted. Good freaking heavens. That is a lot of events that we could potentially delete. Gonna throw that all right there. So yeah, Quasi says, I'm working on a project in Excalibur that shows game engines and their lineage that's color-coded for, say, id Tech/Valve is brown, but RPG Maker is blue, etc. That's kind of fun. I like that. I like that. I think I'm going to move this over here, because this is another one where I'm like, useful, but probably not using. Here's another one, useful, but not really using. Then all of these, puzzle interactions. So this is all the other puzzles that I need to get back into the game. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything that I needed to do. Tomb Master, item tooltips, orb animation. Okay, there's that. Now, let's see here. So when you enter combat, go to the next minimap room, go to core, show pedestal and orb. Starting exit room equals player's location. Obelisk, explore, in mini boss room. Showing monster. If 94 is greater than 0. So basically just saying if there is a monster in the room, do this whole thing. And monster hand. Okay. Let's see. Oh boy, I'm going to completely butcher your name. Emo Derancho is what I'm going to go with. Says hello. Welcome. Hello. Glad you're here. Hopefully I have an absolutely fantastic week so far. Close enough. As long as I'm close enough, that's what I care about there. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Glad you're here. How's your week going for you? How's your day been? Hopefully things are going well. So, this is what's actually turning on the whole combat stuff. Pretty sure. Jughead Studio says, I'm pretty new to game dev, only a few weeks into C++. This engine looks pretty wild. I like the graphics you've made up. Well, first of all, thank you. I do appreciate that. And yeah, this is... I wouldn't recommend using RPG Maker for this. The only reason why I am using RPG Maker for something like this is because it is the only thing I really know, and I'm too lazy to learn anything else. If you have the opportunity to learn any other engine, do that. Because doing stuff like this in RPG Maker, not exactly the best way to do it. It works. It can do it technically. Like technically, you can make a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG with randomly generated dungeon layouts in RPG Maker. Because obviously, I'm doing it right now. But there's way better engines out there to do this way more efficiently. But again, you know, it's you can't say it's not possible, because as you can see here, it's possible. I'm making a game like this, where it's got all this interaction and everything is technically, okay, not everything is technically working, but things are working. And that's half the battle, getting things working. Again, is it an ideal engine to do this in? No. Way better engines out there. So in general, I would highly recommend RPG Maker for beginning devs, because it will teach you very simply the basics of game development. It will give you a chance to be able to explore game development in a very casual, laid-back way that you don't really get in other engines, just because it is so easy to just pick up and just start using. It really is. I mean, there are other engines like it, but it is very much so unlike so many engines out there. But again, like I say, if you have the opportunity to be able to take the time to learn a different engine, I would highly recommend doing that, because it will open up so many more windows of opportunity for you. Again, if you want to learn JavaScript and use that to be able to make a game in RPG Maker, obviously you can, and it will elevate things way beyond it. But I highly recommend stick with C++, stick with learning new engines, stick with learning other languages, and it will take you so much further. But I do appreciate the compliment on the stuff that I made. It definitely has been a long time in the making, but you know, so it's coming along though. It is coming along. So thank you. Moon, will you learn Godot for your next game? Maybe. We'll see. I might. I'll say that. I might learn Godot for my next game, is what I will say. What version of RPG Maker would you recommend? It kind of depends on the type of game you're wanting to make. If you're wanting to make a very classic feeling RPG and you want to spend the least amount on an RPG Maker engine, I would highly recommend RPG Maker 2003. 2003 is an absolutely fantastic engine, and it gives you the opportunity to be able to let's see here, really quick, RPG Maker 2003. Yeah, so fantastic engine, great art style, I love this engine so much. I've spent so long in this engine. Yeah, so it's classic, you know, side view battle engine, and it's that you do not have the opportunity to be able to, you know, use like JavaScript and stuff like that. But I know some people who are making just absolutely wild games in RPG Maker 2000. So much about this engine, love it. Love the art style, great combat system, so great. Highly recommend. It is also usually pretty cheap. Like right now, $2. It is on sale right now for 90% off. You can get it for $2 right now. I actually cannot recommend that enough. Highly recommended. But that also probably means that others are also on sale. So if we come over here, so that would be if you're wanting to make a very classic, old school RPG. That is what I would recommend. If you are wanting to do something a bit more, but not necessarily jump into like a Godot or a Game Maker or something like that, I would highly recommend RPG Maker MZ. RPG Maker MZ is an absolutely fantastic engine, and it opens up the opportunity for you to be able to use JavaScript and to be able to expand on what you're making. And I'm assuming this is also probably on sale. It's my assumption. It is also on sale, 55% off. Not quite as much off, but still, $36, not bad at all. I would highly recommend getting it at that price. Very much so recommended. MV is the one that I'm currently using right now. It's fine. MZ will definitely be a step up from MV. There's a lot of things under the hood that are better, and a lot of things that are just like arguably better for it. You're probably gonna be able to pick up MV for quite a bit cheaper. $12, not that bad. But MZ, I would say for between the two of them, spend the extra money and get MZ. You will not regret it. So that's what I would recommend, is if you're wanting to make like an old school RPG, highly recommend RPG Maker 2003. If you're wanting to make something that looks like an RPG Maker game, but you have the opportunity to do something different than that, RPG Maker MZ, 100% absolutely. And then there's other, you know, really great ones as well. RPG Maker XP is absolutely fantastic. Love XP. Great engine. Again, also very cheap. It's on sale for $250 right now. So those would be like the two that I would recommend, though, depending on the kind of game that you're wanting to. It's like making a game in novel engines or stuff that aren't engines. It isn't being used for functionality. It is being used for fun. Like making a redstone computer in our Minecraft. Bare Mela hardware. I'm trying to figure out what you're meaning. But better hardware? Bare Mela hardware is 1 gajillion times faster. Yes, 100%, absolutely. Yeah, making a computer in Minecraft with redstone, not exactly the best way to do it, but it can be done, and that's kind of what I'm doing here with RPG Maker. So I'd probably use MZ, but I heard there's a new one coming out soon. That is true. There is also, right now in the works, there is a new RPG Maker they are currently working on. I can't say anything to it. I have not really heard anything aside from just like their announcement trailer, so I don't know if it's going to be worse or better. I don't know if it's going to be based out of like Godot. I think that's actually maybe what it was potentially going to be. Is it may be based out of Godot, but I don't know. I don't know one way or the other. They have made a couple other versions of RPG Maker that were based in other engines, and it's kind of just like a layer on top of that to make it more simple to use. It could be the same thing there. I'm really hoping it's going to be another standalone engine. For me, so far, pixel art has been harder than learning C++. It does take a very long time to get to the point where you are able to make art that feels like it's something that, I don't know, for me, it was years and years and years of working at this. Because keep in mind, this is something I have been doing for like 25-ish years now. I started using RPG Maker 2000 back in the year like 2001, when I was about 10 years old. So I've been doing this for about 25 years now. So it definitely does take time. And the more you do it, the better you will become faster. So do not, and this is where I'm going to give just one word of advice. If you are getting into game dev, doesn't matter what engine you're using, do not start making your dream game. Do not do it. Don't jump into an engine and be like, okay, I'm going to start learning this game engine and I'm going to start learning it to make my dream game. Don't do it. Jump in, make a small project. Be like, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to make a game where you're exploring a house and maybe there's 2 collectibles and a person to talk to. That should be the game you make when you are learning to first learn, like making, when you are first learning how to make a game. Make something very simple, something very basic, and make that. And then on your next game, make that again, but slightly better. Maybe there's a few more collectibles. Maybe there's a few more people to talk to.
Breathless Gust.
Breathless Gust, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that is what I would recommend. And it doesn't matter what engine you're using. If you are learning with Scratch, RPG Maker, Godot, Game Maker, Unreal Engine, Unity, it doesn't matter what it is you're making. Do not start that engine. It doesn't matter if you think it's going to be, oh, this is going to be a super easy engine to learn. I'll just start making my dream game with it out the gate. Do not do that. Start with a small project, move on to the next small project, next small project, next small project, until you know that engine inside and out. Because there's nothing that's going to kill a dream game faster than starting to make it, not really knowing how to use the engine, and then just being like, well, this sucks now. Because if you've put work into a project, it is very difficult to want to start that project again. So start with smaller projects, do those, and then move on to the bigger one later. Hopefully that is good advice. Let's see, Lopar Panda, I believe is your username. I probably completely butchered it. First of all, first-time chatter. First of all, welcome. Glad you were here. I just said first of all 3 times very fast, and I apologize for that. As someone who ported an RPG Maker XP game, this is definitely a lot of extensive plugin work and pretty rad. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, there are quite a few plugins that we are using right now. So this is our current list of plugins right here. And of course, there is just a ton of just custom written JavaScript that is going on. So anywhere where you see this lighter gray text, that is all just plain JavaScript. It's also just here in the blue as well. So lots of just plain written out JavaScript to make all of this work. There is a lot of it to make all of this work and function the way that it is. But at the end of the day, it is getting results, and that is all I care about at the end of the day. So long as I can make a game that is playable and fun, that is what I care about. So yeah, but I appreciate that. So thank you. And then Breathless Gus says, I've been loving Godot. I've heard so many good things about Godot, and that's probably going to be what I will actually experiment with after this. So yeah, really great things about Godot that I've heard. And my M1 MacBook Air is being pushed to the limit with guitar rig and multiple phase plant instances open. Oof. For dev, it should work because I am probably gonna focus on top-down 2D gameplays. There you go. Yeah, that should work great. Jughead Studio says, if I do use something, else I want to use Game Boy Studio and make a game for my emulator. That would be really cool. That would be a lot of fun to be able to do that. Absolutely. So you're saying I can use JavaScript in RPG Maker to make games? Yes, 100% I am saying that, because I use tons of it here in this. You will have to use, if you want to use JavaScript, you will have to use RPG Maker MV or MZ. MV is the first RPG Maker that they switched over to JavaScript. Before that, they were using Ruby. And then before that, you couldn't do stuff like that. So, what was Ruby? I think Ruby was still RPG Maker VX and VX Ace. I think. Pretty sure. But yeah, so RPG Maker MV and MZ were the first to start using JavaScript. And yeah, with JavaScript, you can do so many crazy things with RPG Maker. It really opens up so many doors. So, highly recommend. If you want to use RPG Maker, but you also know JavaScript, just know that you will be able to do so much more with RPG Maker if you know JavaScript. So yeah, very much so recommend. And also, glad you're here. I cannot remember if I said that I was glad that you're here because you're a first-time chatter, but I am glad you're here. So thank you. RPG Maker 2003? Yes, RPG Maker 2003, absolutely fantastic engine. Love it. What you may sacrifice in cross-platform, you get in cash.
Follow, Loper Panda.
Loper Panda, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate that. Thank you. You should see RPG Maker 95. RPG Maker 95 is also a very good one, I will say. See, I'm gonna check it out now. I work in JavaScript. What about RPG Maker VX Ace? Yeah, so VX Ace, I believe, still uses Ruby. Pretty sure. Let me actually double check on that. Where the freak is Steam? There we go. RPG Maker VX Ace. Let's launch this guy right here. As VX Ace, they do have a script editor. Again, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all in Ruby. I think. Game, let's open the game folder. Yeah, so you do have system RGSS 3 data. Oh, that's right. That's how you have to do it in here. Yes. So you don't actually have a folder to like store all of your stuff. This is all. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the actual script editor in RPG Maker VX Ace. So I'm honestly, I think this is Ruby. I'm pretty sure this is Ruby. Does RPG Maker VX Ace use Ruby? Yes, RPG Maker uses Ruby specifically through a framework called RGSS 3, the Ruby Game Scripting System. Yes, okay. Yeah, so it is RGSS 3 is what VX Ace uses. And then I'm pretty sure that XP uses RGSS 1, I think. But it's kind of the same thing here. You know, they have their script editor here, where you literally just have to come in here and just say insert, and then you would name it. You would be like test, and you would just write out the script here. So there's no just importing anything like that. You literally just have to go copy and paste the stuff. So it is kind of cool because you can come in here, and if you know RGSS at all, you could come in here and you can just completely customize things. I do not know Ruby very well. I got to the point where I could basically come in here and I could look at things and kind of edit things here and there. You could rename, so instead of saying new game, so like, because basically, you know, if I come in here and if I run the game, it will say if it will run. I may have broken it. I may have broken it by adding this blank thing here. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so you got new game, right? But what you can do is you can come in here and you can go to the, crap, where was it? Scene title. And you could literally just come in here and be like, new playthrough. You could be like, there we go. Play, save, yes. And it will then have edited and it'll now say new playthrough. So did get to that point where I could kind of read through and be like, okay, what do these things do? Where can I change things? So it is nice in that regard because it does open it up to where, like, if you know RGSS at all, you can then come in here and you can edit things and change things. You can write whole scripts to like do all sorts of crazy things. And there's also a whole online community that is still kind of active, but you can still jump in here and do all sorts of stuff. So that is kind of fun. Anything before RPG Maker XP, though, is completely closed off. So if you come in here to like RPG Maker 2003, there is none of that. There is no script editor. There's none of that. But they do have still a lot of the same stuff here. You've got the whole event editor where you can just, it is literally just coming in here and just being like, I want to show text, and it's going to say, hello world. And there you go. You would then have an event on the map that would then, if you talk to them, would say hello world. So very, very basic, but you can also do some really fun stuff with RPG Maker. Again, like I know people who are doing making crazy huge games with RPG Maker 2003 specifically, even without any kind of necessary need for extra programming outside of just like the normal RPG Maker stuff. RPG Maker XP was released closer to Windows 7 than XP. That is crazy to think about. That is crazy. Driven Advisor says, damn, I'm 22 and you've been doing this for longer than I've been alive. That's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah. That is insane. Bro doesn't look a day over 25. I appreciate that, Jughead Studios. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's, yeah, this is 35 right here. Crazy times. Crazy times. All my dream games focus on novel features and immersion through deep and emergent mechanics. Ooh, nice. Well, and here's the thing too, is I'm not saying that you shouldn't work on those mechanics and those different types of things. I'm just saying, like, if you have like a specific dream story in mind, to not make that right out the gate. When you were first cooking / first doing mixology, don't make your dream meal with the taste profiles. True. If you're first learning how to cook, You're not gonna be freaking making, brown buttered Mazithra. You're gonna be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're gonna be making macaroni and cheese from the box. You're gonna be making ramen. You're gonna be making cold cereal. And then eventually working up to a nice, blackened steak or something like that. I don't know. I was trying to think of something fancy, and that's the first thing that came to mind. You pronounced it correctly? Yes! I'm so glad that I did. Sid, can we utilize CSS and HTML as well? I don't think so. I have never tried. I don't think so. But don't quote me on that. I do know JavaScript. I do know that JavaScript can be used. But CSS and HTML, I'm not sure on that one. ESVXS was the last to use Ruby. Ruby was XP, VX, and VX Ace at least. Let's see. So RPG Maker XP and RPG Maker VX Ace, you cannot use JavaScript in. True. Yeah. So you cannot use JavaScript in RPG Maker, VX Ace, or XP. So those ones are using Ruby specifically. Okay, VX Ace uses Ruby. True. Yes. It'd be dope if it used Python. That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Python is, in my opinion, the answer to most questions when it comes to interpreted languages. I will take your word for it. I do not know Python at all. Not at all. Not natively, if you wanted to embed a JavaScript runtime DLL and bridge it to the ancient Ruby 1.8, it's possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I guess that's true. If it's possible to do with JavaScript, you could technically do it. So, technically. Okay, RPG Maker XP doesn't use JavaScript. True. Let's see. I'm out here trying to do everything in Rust with Bevy. Worth it, though, in my opinion. I'd rather just use the engine they made to be used for JavaScript. That's fair. Rust is hard to read. I've never tried, so I really can't say one way or the other. But I'll take your word for it. We love Steam deals this day, the 10th day in the 4th month, 2026. Years after Christ, RPG Maker has massive discount. It's true. See, Manlin says, so I'm not interested in making an RPG, but I want to make a side-scrolling, fighting, fast-paced game. You think that's possible with RPG Maker? It is, just because there are plugins you can get to do that. You could also write your own JavaScript. So if you wanted to go in with JavaScript, you could do stuff like that. So there are crazy things that people have done with RPG Maker. So like say for example, I think it's a 3D MV. So someone has made a whole 3D renderer for RPG Maker MV. So specifically the engine that I am using, they have made a whole 3D renderer for RPG Maker MV, where you can play in like a first-person perspective in the engine. So like you would literally make the maps in 2D, and then it re-renders them in like a 3D aspect, and yeah, crazy stuff. So like there's stuff like this. There is a whole, I know, so I'm gonna pull this up because I know that I've seen this over here. Let's go to YouTube. And I'm pulling this up because if I go to my history, where is it? This right here. So freaking someone has written a plugin in JavaScript to make RPG Maker MV specifically, or this one might be RPG Maker MZ. Yeah, so this one's specifically RPG Maker MZ, but again, it is basically the same thing. So someone made this in RPG Maker MZ. This is RPG Maker MZ. And it's all just plugins, writing their own 3D renderers, stuff like that, like crazy amounts of work. There's a part of me that's just like, why would you spend this much time doing this in RPG Maker when they probably know programming so well? It's like, if you know how to do this, it's like, okay, you obviously know how to program. Why are you using RPG Maker MZ to do this? Just go use an actual engine and apply. Yeah. So anyway, you can do crazy things with enough time and effort. You can do crazy things with RPG Maker if you know enough JavaScript and again have the patience for it. So So anyway, so all that to say, a side-scrolling, fast-paced game, yes, it is possible. You will need to know how to use JavaScript, because you will have to have a plugin to be able to make that happen at the very least. And there are side-scrolling plugins that you can get. Making like a fast-paced fighting game, I can't speak for what kind of actual plugins are out there. But again, if you know JavaScript, you could definitely write something. So definitely possible. But if not, if you do not want to do that, there is, let's see, I believe it's called Action Game Maker. Yes, so Action Game Maker is also made by the same people who make RPG Maker, so Gotcha Games. It was their like first attempt at branching out from RPG Maker, right? So it is a very different interface, like very different, to the point where it has mixed reviews. Because one, a lot of people weren't quite sure how to use it, and two, they did not do a very good job at building it. But if you can learn it and figure out how to make it work, you can make side-scrolling. You can make a side-scrolling action game, right? Because it is in the title. You can make action games in this, so it can be used for shoot 'em ups like this. I guess this whole video is just that, shoot 'em up. But it's all sorts of things. So you got the side-scrolling stuff right here. It's got collision boxes and all sorts of fun stuff. I'm trying to remember all the things that people... They used to have a showcase. Yeah, so you can definitely make games exactly like this with Action Game Maker. Again, it is not rated very highly just because they tried to like slide it in and make it seem like it was just another RPG Maker. People were not a fan of that. And then also, it just, again, was not... It's, from what I've read and from what I've seen, it's a very clunky engine. And so a lot of people were like, why would you go so far off the beaten path of RPG Maker to essentially remake Godot?
Thanks for the follow, Devton.
Devton, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, so basically they were just like, why would you go so far off the beaten path of RPG Maker to essentially make a worse Godot? Like, what? Why? No. I cannot speak to it personally. I have never used it. I have only watched some tutorials because I was like, maybe I'll use it. And then I was like, oh, never mind, I'm not gonna use it. But it is there. If you wanted to make something like it, it is there. It is there for you to give a shot anyway. Basically re-implemented RGSS1 from scratch to run on Switch. God, that is insane. Oh crap, you 35? you look like 25, no older than 28. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I used to hate that when I was younger, because I definitely have a very baby face, right? So when I was in my 20s and it looked like I was in my late teens, I hated it. But now that I'm in my mid 30s, I'm like, you know what? I am fine if people think that I'm in my mid to late 20s. I'm okay with that. I am all right with that. PB and pickle tacos. That's the key to looking young. My issue right now is my ideas are too vague and not concrete enough to really bring into reality. I mean, that's fair. And that's where writing things down, keeping some kind of list, whether it's in a Google Doc, a notepad, whatever it is that you may need to, write down the ideas, keep them somewhat organized, and then as you have more and more ideas, they will eventually get to the point where they're no longer vague. So yeah, writing them down, highly recommend. Platformer Fighter, there are a few smaller engines for that. That crazy 3D game, that's sick. I know, it's crazy that someone was able to make that in RPG Maker. Just start and add or remove things based on what you find fun. True. Oh man, that's crazy. But do they realize JavaScript? Oh man, that's crazy. Wow. Can you drop that link in chat? Oh, to the video. Yes, absolutely I can. Let me just reopen that. Let me just get this. Pause it. Share it. Copy. Yeah, so basically here is the video. I don't know if they have this. I think this is like a project they're working on. I don't think they have like the plugins or anything like that available, but it's something you could at least follow at that point. That doesn't look like an RPG Maker to me. Call the game engine. I know. They're claiming. So I guess if it's not, then there you go. Found the YouTube video. Never mind. That is crazy. Someone did this. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. MV/MZ are mostly built around Pixie.js. Yeah. Yes, 100%. I mean, some people have game blindness. They call the original Super Mario Brothers a nice AAA PC game. I thought I had it, and it was secretly the original Legend of Zelda. Devin says, hi, Pixel Game Maker is the first branch, I think. I think so, because they do also have a newer version as well, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. Gotcha Games. We're going to go over here to... We got upcoming releases. Okay, nothing in there. Top sellers, new releases. Software. Okay, yeah. So, yes. So it was Action Game Maker. So I think this was the first... Sorry. Not Action Game Maker. The Pixel Game Maker. Yeah, so Pixel Game Maker. This was their first attempt at branching out. And this one was, again, also very much so people were like, what is this UI? What are you guys doing? This is absolutely terrible. But there were a lot of people that made a lot of really cool games. Like, as you can see, again, like very, very cool, very fast-paced action games where, platforming, really cool stuff. But again, it was just so different from what they had made in the past. People just kind of like just said no to it outright. Just out the gate, they were like, no, this isn't easy to use, so I'm not even trying it. Yeah. So there is this one if you wanted to. This one probably goes on sale quite a bit more. I did try this one, and I was not a fan. It was not good when I tried it. To be fair, I did try it back in March 17th of 2019, which was... Oh yeah, that's right. So I had a pre-release of this, and it was not good. It was not good. I think they kind of made it slightly better after they actually finally released it. But anyway, so this one does often go on sale. So $14. There you go. If you wanted to try it, there you go. $14. There you go. But if we go to software, then they kind of updated a little bit more with the top sellers software. There we go. But then Action Game Maker, this one was their like re-attempt. So this one, as far as I know, does have slightly better UI, but again, it is just kind of like a different Godot. So it's like, Still, I mean, I need to give this one an actual try. I just never did. So, but again, this one does, though, like it says, fully harnesses Godot's engine with advanced 2D features and high performance. So basically, it is a thing you install on top of Godot, which at that point, I'm just like, why would I not just use Godot? I should just learn Godot and I'll use Godot. So that's where I'm just kind of like, I did try Action Game Maker at one point in time. It took me about 3 hours to get it installed. Again, I did also try this one like kind of pre-release, and so there weren't really walkthroughs on how to get it installed. But the fact that you would need a walkthrough to get it installed is also kind of not great. All right, let's see here. Flash paper, write down, then if it doesn't work, apply lit match. Whoosh! Nice. If I could use JavaScript in Godot, I would have started working with Godot. Fair. Yeah, it's good. It's good times. It's good times. Okay. Well, I apologize that we kind of got a little bit sidetracked there, but I did want to be able to interact with everybody. Jesse says, gotta head to bed. Thanks for streaming, Jesse. I am so sorry that it took me so long to respond to you, but I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully I will see you on the Sunday stream. Anyway, yeah, so sorry to have kind of gotten sidetracked there for, I feel like, probably the past almost hour now, but it was a good time to chat with everybody, kind of go off a little bit and chat. So, yeah, I think it's probably a little bit too late to continue trying to get the mini boss working. My brain is very much so fried. So I think we're probably going to end it here. I think if I have some time, I'm going to try over the weekend to, again, try and get the mini boss working. Because, again, it's... I mostly just need to figure out how I'm going to get it all just tapped into the regular stuff that I have working. Because, again, I already have all of the combat system working for the regular monster, right? And so if I come over here to the Floor Guardian room, I should literally just be able to tap into it and just say, when I enter combat, just start, right? Just jump into it, start it, call it good. I just need to remember how I'm doing all of this, because it used to be, the mini boss used to be completely different combat from the regular combat, which is why it's not just working. But at this point, I kind of just need to have it just tap into the regular combat, spawn the boss, and then do the special things based off of the fact that it's spawned so high in the monster tier list, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping I might have some time over this weekend. I have pushed off doing my taxes to this point, so I think I'm probably going to be doing taxes this weekend. But once I get all that done, I'm going to see if I can maybe get this done. If not, then on the Sunday stream, we will jump back into this. We're going to get this freaking mini boss working, and it's going to be an absolute blast of time. So until then, I do appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you all so much for all the new followers. I do appreciate you all being here. So yeah, hopefully I will see you all on the Sunday stream. Again, you know, I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. to roughly midnight / 12:30 Mountain time. So depending on what time it is right now, I started streaming 3.5 hours ago. So same time, same place, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, unless something weird is happening, and I'll usually try to let people know on either Discord or something like that. So anyway, yeah, and C and C++, too good to know. Thanks for the info. Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one. Taxman cometh. The Taxman doth cometh. It's literally just literally next week is when tax day is. So I definitely need to do that this weekend. So yeah, good times, good times. Anybody. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I do appreciate y'all hanging out. We're chatting, all good times, all good things. So I do appreciate it. And I hope to see you all on the Sunday stream. So until then, take care. I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of your weekends. And yeah, I will see you all then. So until then, good luck, take care, and try not to break anything. And be creative. All that good stuff. Okay, bye.